The canvas is drawn for them. There's a path, there's a route. You know what I mean? They can see it. And I'm not saying that they're like, oh, like that's their fault. Like it's unfair. That's just the cards they were dealt. No one gets to choose their hand of cards. You know what I mean? No one gets to decide whether they have a couple more cards or a couple less cards or just the right amount. You're born into this world the way you are.
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
We'll just run it through.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Relentless Project.
Yeah. Thanks
bro.
for having me. Thanks for the opportunity.
It's about time, man.
Hell yeah.
You kind of like disappeared. I didn't see you around for a while,
Yeah.
and then the last fucking 247, I see your name on there. I'm like, oh shit. He's not just
Return of the Mac.
Return of the Chase. So for those of you who don't know, this is the one with Chase Boyde. Before we get started, I got to give you a challenge coin. I got away from it, bro. So that's the official Relentless Project challenge coin, man.
Thank you, dude. I don't have my challenge coin for my Smith & Wesson Performance Center, so I'm going to put this in there for that because I'm going to call them too because I want it, but this is sick.
It usually comes with one?
Yeah, always. I think all SIGs or not. Yeah, or Smith & Wessons rather come with a challenge coin.
They bamboozled you.
I know, dude. Well, it came from like a different store, so some kid might have taken it out of the pig in the
kept
pack.
it.
I
Fuck
would've,
it.
yeah.
Kept that shit for himself.
Yeah, this is sick.
So what's up, bro? Like, first thing I like to do is kind of give people. I mean, people know who you are. You're
sadly
very active in this area, good or bad.
Yeah.
Take it for what you want.
Any publicity is good publicity.
In the MMA world, anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what? Where'd you grow up? You grew up locally? Are you a local guy or?
So I grew up in Beaver County, so it's like probably 40 minutes away from the Berg. So I have to drive in to do most of my training at like the academy, or when I go to Homestead with Chris Williams or the Mat Factory.
That's a distance.
Yeah, but it's, you know what I mean? I'm willing to make that investment in myself because I believe in myself at the end of the day. So anything going towards that goal, like I'm willing to do or sacrifice whatever to get there. So
what is your goal?
I want to make money, man. I want to be a dad. That's my big thing. I just want to be a father. So I want to have a farm too. Real
Kids
goal.
and farm.
Dude, I want to DoorDash to my farm so we can watch Trailer Park Boys with my son. There's kids, whatever I have, but you know what I mean? But hopefully a son. But
this is what I learned, dude. If you want a son, you'll get a daughter.
I you know what? I think I'm good with that too because when I teach kids class, I got homies, little girl homies. That sounds wrong, but like,
no, dude, those students are like, they become your family.
dude.
For sure.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, I would kill as someone for those kids, man. They're great.
My daughter, she trains. Well, she's doing other things now, but I loved seeing her make little boys cry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dude, you're just like, yes.
The worst is when what was it? They like sweep through a division and then you have a parent on the other mat like yelling and just it's like, oh, like don't like.
I was just at a tournament and it was a kids tournament and I noticed, dude, like the boys are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're just going, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just going. The girls are more methodical. So like the boys
The boys go for the head and you tell the girl to go for the double leg or the single leg and they'll pick the leg up and the boy just falls.
Yeah. I feel like they think more through what they're doing rather than the boys are just like bumping heads and just trying to be aggressive. They're more aggressive and the girls are more methodical.
Technical with it.
Yeah, more technical. And I saw that the girls were winning.
Hashtag
Better.
fight like a girl, man.
Dude, fight like a girl.
Jake Paul, they stole the fight. You know what I mean? Right before Jake Paul and Tyson fought, the girls stole the fight.
Dude.
Mackenzie, Dern, Ribis, War. Yeah, women's sports is coming. I mean, women's combat sports is coming a long way.
And that fight was nasty,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
They were tagging. Her fucking eyelid was like falling off.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
And she was just like, just kept going.
I stopped being a fan of this 125er. He got cut from the UFC. What's his name? He's weird Uncle something. I think he fought Demetrius back in the day, but he was like, I don't believe in women fighting, blah, blah, blah. He has that thing. And I was like, dude, 90% of the women fights are way better than the guy fights. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's how I feel. I remember growing up and seeing Joanna Jędrzejczyk just mantle everybody. Me and my dad and my stepmom would just watch her all
Would
over
you hear about
pay-per-views.
Junesi Dubin? So she was on the Contender.
Okay.
Just had a nasty fucking knockout. Dana
Right
White
hand.
signed her. Yeah.
I know exactly. Yeah.
And now she's at Stout.
Okay, let's
she's
go.
at Stout.
That's
So
cool.
she's supposed to. I don't want to throw that out there, but she's supposed to be on the podcast. It's gonna be the
Okay.
first all Spanish podcast because she don't speak English.
Oh, yeah.
It's about to be dope. So the theme of obviously the podcast is relentless, right? Every podcast tends to have a theme, and I like to get people on here who I see who are like just doing it. And I feel like your MMA journey has been quote unquote relentless. And if you know Chase, you know he's not very serious in his, but that's what I love because
Yeah.
like you go in there, you were twerking after your fight last
Yeah.
fight. That's how I am. Like I take serious situations unserious because it's life, bro. You can't be too serious.
Gotta
with
break
life.
it, you know.
So I feel like you fit the theme perfectly. So you grew up in Beaver. What got you into MMA? Like, what was the thing that sparked your interest?
So when I was younger, my dad and mom got divorced. So like, you know, that's weird, separated. So both of them would work. I was raised by my grandma and all my cousins were raised by my grandma. My older cousins would talk about Joe Rogan and UFC constantly, right? And I was being picked on in school. We didn't really have a whole lot of money. So like you get, you know, being the weaker kid, you know, you're going to get beat up a lot. That's just how it is.
That was dude, I was a small boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I hit, what was it? My growth spurt when I think I was like probably middle 17. So I was small for the longest time. And then I just shot up and then started beating everybody up. But I've lost billions of fights. And I think that's why I'm so good at losing and coming back from it. You'll see guys local on the local amateur like level take an L and you won't see them ever again. I've lost 100 times. I've lost in public to one of my sisters multiple times. So like you get beat up by girls, all you know what I mean? It don't matter. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. The outcome doesn't matter. It's about the journey. So like this glass camp, who did I fight? George Tavitsky. Dude was a beast, but like the journey was beautiful because I would go to Stout. I don't know anybody up at Stout. I haven't been to Stout. I think it was like in 3 years to spar or anything like that because of my work schedule. I get up there. I've made like Tyler Fleming. That's just one name off the top of my head. I can't remember.
Oh, everyone's going to be like, he didn't fucking remember my name.
I hate him. Like he's terrible. But a ton of friends up at Stout. Obviously the Matt Factory, Lucas Jones, Tyrus, Isaac, Chris Dempsey. You know, those dudes. I love them. And then at Barra, man, I just started at Barra with Tim Mishu. And honestly, one of the things that I think has really guided me through this camp is finding God. And Tim's been leading me. You know what I mean? I don't like go to church or something. I don't want to like act like I'm something that I'm not. But Tim will stay an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. He would stay all night at the gym to talk to me about God. So I really love that.
Do you know what church is? Because people, I'm a God-fearing man myself, and I think religion and Christianity gets a bad light because of Christians. Because of people. We're all people, right? And we get into this like, you even did it. Well, I don't go to church. Church is where two or more people gather to talk about God.
Yeah.
That's what church is, dude. That could be the mat. That could be this podcast. That could be your house. That could be wherever, dude. Church is not a building that you go to. Church is a community.
Yeah.
You know, and we get into this, like, we build this community and then we start feeling good about ourselves. And then when we don't feel good about ourselves, we are people. We are broken. What do? We bring other people down so they're at our level so we can now feel better. Dude, and I think it gets a bad light, and I think it's awesome that you found that. I was very surprised, you know, in your fight, and then after you came out, and you're like, you know, you give credit to God and stuff. I'm like, man, dude, where have you been? Where's he gone? You know, but that's all. That's how I found him in a dark time, and you know, it's only gone up from there, and it's a journey, bro. So, you know, call it what you want. I think me personally, I think having God in your corner, you can't lose.
Yeah.
Even when you lose, you can't lose.
You can't.
So what was your first you get into you're fighting a lot. You get this interest sparked in MMA. You know, there's a lot of MMA enthusiasts. Not a lot of them train. So what got you into wanting to be like take it to the next level and kind of do this? Was it MMA first, or did you get into jiu-jitsu? Were you a wrestler? Like,
so I started telling people when I was like in was it 7th grade that I was an MMA fighter, that I was training up at the fight club. Because this kid at my school, Christian, was going to the fight club to work with like Garbrandt and all that. He wasn't doing it. He's taking kids classes, obviously, because he was like only 2 years older talking, you know. So I was telling everybody, yeah, I'm doing MMA. And my brother did do MMA. So he was showing me moves, and I would just do the 3 moves that he would show me to like get people to think I was doing MMA so they wouldn't mess with me. Because like I said, I was getting beat up. Like
that's funny. And we all do that. We all do. Hey, I'm a part of this. Yeah. And it's like, but
I should have used. I'm from Philly, bro. I'm from Philly.
Association, bro.
Yeah.
We do. I mean, even in the street, like you, the way to kind of intimidate someone would be like, I'm from this neighborhood, or I'm with this group, and I'm like,
my hand is registered.
Yeah. I may have used that when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I got in, like when I was doing my amateur shit, I'm like, dude, I gotta register these with.
Dude, I'll never forget. I was at Lou's. It was like on a Sunday, and like I was cleaning the mats, and this kid comes in with his girlfriend. Like open mat, like was over hours ago. I think me and my boy, you know how after hours mat talks go, so you could be there forever. So I'm cleaning. This dude comes in with this girl, beautiful girl, and this kid, you know what I mean? I already knew he wasn't coming back. He just wanted to flex, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like I used to do this all the time. My hands is registered." And I just brought up the fact I was like, "Oh, can I see the paperwork and all that?" I'll be like, "That's crazy. Like I've never had the register in my hands. Like, how's that go?" And he just like couldn't explain.
I'm a registered corner, like yeah, I'm a registered athlete.
Yeah, I was like, "Where'd you go? Like, where'd you have to do all this? This is crazy." I just started asking him all these questions. He started getting uncomfortable. He's like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll be back." He just walks out with her. I was like, "Yeah, that was a flex, but
fraud."
Yeah,
fraud. So, you mentioned you started with Janquera. Was that your first like organized?
Rodrigo Janquera.
Janquera, yeah.
He was under Marcelo when I first started with Rodrigo. He was a really good dude, man. I haven't seen him in a while. I have to stop up and check on him because it was him, Kevin Goodwin, True Believers, Jake Miklo. I think it's Miklo. I used to say Miklot, but I think it's Miklo. And who else?
They're out of
Mike Brown
now,
too,
right?
I think. Yeah. They used to be up in Cranberry, Seven Fields.
I think a mutual friend of ours, I won't say his name, I don't know if it's out there, but I think he's going to be starting training at True Believer now.
That's where he was talking about it when he was drawing on me. So
yeah, dude, that's cool, man. Yeah. You know what's funny about him? He would tattoo me and he'd shit talk jiu-jitsu, bro. He's like, you fucking train, that's whatever. And I'm like, dude, if you fucking tried it, because like he's the type of dude when he puts his mind on something, it's done. Like consider it done. Well, he dabbled in it and then
stuck.
Fucking hooked. Mm-hmm. And I was like, told you. And now when we go, all we talk about is jiu-jitsu.
Dude, I remember he came in with the B Team Bulls jersey on. I was like, that's so hard. Because I think it was, I forget, but I love him because Sundays, he would stay after and do what every beginner should do and ask questions. You know what I mean? Me being like a little bit like head up, like I'm a black belt now, but I think I'd have been a purple belt when we met. But like, I don't mind when people ask me to stay after and drill or they ask questions. Because when I was a kid, like I needed that. Or when I was maybe a better perspective, when I was a white belt, I also needed that, guidance. So like I always try to be there for like the local guys, like, or the guys at like bar and stuff, or any of the gyms I'm at, like questions and stuff. So like that dude, we did some drilling and stuff, and he's a great guy, man.
His Darce is pretty nasty.
Long arm boy.
Yeah,
long arm boy.
I don't have that, And like, so we're in Vegas, and he's like, I was like, I don't think I could be Darced. He's like, it's like, you want to test that, dude? Well, we're in the hotel room. He's trying to Darce me, and I just put my arm to his back, and he couldn't get it.
Yeah,
and he's like, dude, hold on, I never like. And I was like, I'm telling you, I'm sure I can be Darced, but I was like, I just because I'm so wide in the way my frame is built, like I can frame in weird ways. Yeah. So I just like framed off his back.
You should have came up behind the back, grabbed it, and come out and then go into his back, scare him. Daddy's home.
No. You ever seen the video with the Punisher? He's like, no. That's what I should have fucking put on him.
My favorite one from the Punisher is, I liked it. I'm gonna do it again.
So you've transitioned through a lot of gyms. Like, how's that been for you? What's your thought process when you're doing that? It's just like opportunity,
So
location, or
good to like expand. So recently when I had to switch a lot, some of my coaching, we just come to a something in a road. What was it? Like a hole in the road or a ditch or something?
fork in the road.
Fork in the road. That's the word. And like, just didn't feel like I was growing at the one spot. And, all respect to them. I still love them and stuff, but I had to move on. So I joined Gracie Barra in Beaver County, and I've noticed my game explode ever since then. Grappling, and then just as a man. Another thing is like why I got into the sport is for like mental health reasons. I've struggled with mental health my whole life. I've tried ODing. My senior year, I graduated. I went home and swallowed a bunch of, we'll just say pills. I mean, that's not cool. It's colorful, but I had a rough childhood, so definitely didn't want to be around anymore. So this is like a way to like cleanse my mind at the end of the night. Like that, when you can get in the car and you don't got to put on music and you can just drive home, it's my favorite. So,
dude, I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you.
Then it's crazy how life works, right? Because like you're in that moment, but like even at these last fights, I was with a group of people and we're like, oh shit, it's Chase, and everyone's like, oh dude, Chase, super dope, dude. But no one really knows.
That's always the reaction, man.
Yeah.
When I tell people like, I went through like my childhood was not cool, and I've always looked for guidance through older people. Not like older people, but like just like wisdom. So I've always looked up to older people. So I joke about having autism all the time. I was diagnosed when I think I was 6. My mom corrected me. She said something about like when I was 3 or 4, but that's when the signs started like really showing. Like, and then when I think I was in kindergarten, I remember because it was so embarrassing. When you get put in special ed, it's a big target. So
especially kids, dude. Kids could be fucking mean, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
kids are mean.
I don't like saying this. I don't want to say this on the podcast, but retard, that's like one of the most hurtful things you could say. But like, I have such thick skin now that it doesn't affect me. So sometimes I use it and then I feel bad. Like when I say it, like, especially like how we were talking about like on Xbox and stuff, but like being called that sucked, just being labeled. And then once you're labeled something by so many people, you start to believe it. So I think in 5th grade, I really stopped attending school. I just stopped going. I think 5th grade, I missed like 80 something days. 6th grade, same thing. 7th grade, because the bullying had gotten like kind of out of control. And then 6th grade summer, I had a friend that was moving, best friend, you know what I mean? And also broke, right? He was on the backpack program. I wasn't, bro. I don't know how. They sent him home with Doritos, like sauce, like salsa, all this good stuff. So like, bro, I'd always go back to his house. We play Dragon Ball Z, and we'd be eating just all the junk they gave, him, and we'd just go on that like little try. But I don't know how we never got on that backpack program. If I go back, I'd tell my mom, because we didn't always have food in the house. So it's just like, can we get on Doritos?
Dude, my mother was very, very prideful, very prideful. So like she would work 3 jobs before she would do that. And I'm like, dude, I go to my friends' houses and their fridges are full of stuff, and we're over here. But like, I never missed a meal, so like I can't knock that. How you mentioned some things, getting diagnosed with autism, and then people labeling you, and you start to believe it. Like, how was that journey for you growing up?
It was rough. My teachers believed in me, all of them. So like, that's the one thing that I have to put out there is that when I would say I am stupid or out loud just confess to something, they would look at me and just be like, yo, chill, you're not. When I went to Beaver, it was kind of different. I didn't like Beaver at all. It was just more kids with money. I don't want to be rude and say that, but a lot of the kids there, I mean, I was raised by a single mother, and I was in a 2-bedroom house. Like, it was just like very shitty, and everybody had like nice stuff. Like, I remember like everybody there I couldn't relate to. They would have like the new shoes, like just stuff like that. And then when you get into high school, it's a little bit better because you have kids from Midland coming, and a lot of them are in the poverty as well. So it's like I can talk to them. Like, I know like that we know like we're each other. Like me and you, how we can talk, that's beautiful. But like once you're talking to like someone that's a robot, or hi, like, man, like how are you today?
Official,
like, and then you're like you tell them, like I got beat up last night because something. They'd be like, they just look at you like you're crazy, or you know what I mean, they're with their group of friends. Like the worst thing at Beaver, like if you have a friend, and like I said, I don't have the nicest clothes on, I'm coming out of special ed, I probably smell, and you don't like obviously like you don't have money for like stuff, but like yeah, then they run into their group of friends, and then those friends start dissing you, and then they jump in,
and then they kind of like because they
don't want to be
cool.
different.
Yeah,
they don't want to be different. So
dude, that's tough, man. Like my little brother just got diagnosed with autism.
it's a superpower.
Boy, he's a literal fucking genius. He hacked Xbox.
Hell yeah.
So like my mom's like, you got to talk to him. So I'm like, dude, you can't be doing that. He's like, why?
Unless you're doing it for my Xbox.
Well, no, but I'm like, dude, like that belongs to somebody. You like I know it's a computer, it's digital, it's not, but like you took that from someone. He's just like,
he got that from you. We were just talking about how we're making empty threats on Xbox Live.
dude. So like, but what I noticed is before his diagnosis, right? Nothing changed overnight. He's always this kid. His diagnosis occurs, and then my mom starts treating him differently. You know, she starts talking to him. Oh man, he's coming over here. I'm like, why are you talking like that to him?
One thing about my father is, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
It's about a guy with
yeah.
autism and stuff. Like, well, my dad was great, and my dad till this day will tell you I do not have autism, and I love that because I mean I know I have it obviously, but like I'm just a normal human being, just like everybody else with feelings, flesh and blood. You know,
dude. And it's as soon as you start treating someone differently.
I bet you didn't know I had autism.
I didn't.
Exactly. That's what everybody says.
When you sent me that post, I'm like, this is going to come off. But now knowing you have autism, it's like, oh, well, you can say you have autism if you have autism.
Yeah.
I thought you were like trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude. But like,
I got the pass.
yeah. you got the A pass, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting how, you know, when you're labeled something, people start to treat you differently, right? Like people looked at me because where I came from, and they're like, oh my, like even today, right? Like I have a good career, I have a lot of things going for me that I've built literally from the ground up. And then when people hear about my past, oh man, I'm so sorry. Why? Like I went through it.
Wouldn't trade it for anything.
I wouldn't change it. I went through it. I did it. Now I'm here. Like, but you see people go, oh man, like I'm so sorry to hear that. Had to be tough. Yeah, it was harder than others, but you know what? I know people who've had it worse than me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so like, you know, I never missed a meal. I didn't have forces growing up. I had shacks, and I got made fun of, but they were brand new.
Hey, feet were covered for the winter snow, man.
Dude,
That's all that matters.
I had uniforms from Dollar General, but they were new.
Yeah.
You know, like I had new clothes. There's kids who don't have new clothes.
Bro,
So
shout out Antoine Baldry. I remember we were at the lunch table in high school, and someone had just flamed me, and he comes up to me, and we're sitting because he's sitting at my lunch table. And he goes, "Bro, don't worry, I be getting all my shorts from Family Dollar." And I was like, "I love you, dog." He gave him a big hug. It's all good, dog. He's like, "Don't worry about them."
Yeah, but it's like we add value to things that don't matter. You know?
Oh, for sure. Like I don't think I buy clothes really anymore. Like I don't really care.
I can't tell. You know what clothes
I
I
buy
bought?
guns.
The Relentless stuff that I have to like custom make, but like
It's nice though. So
I don't really like buy clothes either. I have same t-shirts for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I buy underwear though. That I will.
I can't. I won that last fight because I wore lucky underwear with like holes, man.
That's the thing. Do you believe in
Luck? Nah, work.
Not luck, but the what's the word I'm looking for? Ritual. Like, you know, there's people who before a fight they're very regimented.
Same music, same
Same drink. Like I think Lucas does a certain tea or something like, but like, do you believe in following a ritual before a fight or?
So Chris Deep taught me, you want to listen to the same music you'll be listening to the day of the fight throughout the camp. So I'll make a playlist. Some stuff gets added on. I listen to a lot of Frank Sinatra. So a lot of that's like,
stuff.
y'all, dude, so good. People don't even know. Marvin Gaye too. Like, oh, bro, all the old, all the classic. Yeah.
You know who is one of my favorite artists? Michael Bublé.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was talking about
Modern Sinatra.
Who did he cover? Dude, for real. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. He covered that.
You know how I feel?
Yeah.
Dude, that sounded good. These mics make our voice sound
dude,
nice.
for sure. Yeah.
Dude, his Christmas album, Untouched.
Fire. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fire.
But dude, it's good. It's good to listen to stuff. Like they say a lot of like Mozart and a lot of those like classical pieces carry something in them.
What's the one song? Dun, 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 dun. It's the March of the Valkyrie or something. The Ride of the Valkyrie.
Isn't
I think
that
that's
like
Mozart.
Star Wars?
No, it's Mozart. It's do you ever see what is it called? The Vietnam movie where the choppers are coming in over the thing and it's like dun 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 dun. Dun. I forget. It's not Apocalypse something.
I know exactly what song you're talking about.
But they're these what are these I forget what type of helicopters they are. That's sad.
Blackhawks?
I think it was whatever they first started with in Vietnam. It wouldn't be AH something.
I'm not very versed in war.
Yeah.
just street war.
There you go. Oh yeah. That's how we met, man. Yeah. So like besides the real ones at Lou's and stuff like that, I don't think we had an actual meeting till me and you like went shield to shield at the casino.
Yeah. We'll call it
shield
that.
wall.
Oh, yeah. Man, that was a good time. No, but so before, I do remember when Lou would have those little in-house tournaments, not little in-house tournaments, not trying to be little, but like he would host these like.
Dude, they're some of the most action-packed things, and I prefer like when the UFC had it in Abu Dhabi with the no crowd. That's what I like, and that's kind of what I liked about Lou's thing. Yeah, you hear it. You hear the, you know what I mean? You hear someone get touched.
I tell people, I'm like, you watch MMA on TV. You're not giving it the credit when you're there.
It's amazing. You can hear it,
and you hear it. You hear the spit come out. You hear dudes labored breathing.
You see them crying in the back.
Dude,
it's sad, yeah.
I like sit at the table because like I get to sit wherever I want. So best believe I'm at the cage and I'm sitting there and you're seeing this dude like. Oh, dude, I'm like, fuck, do I get back? No, I'm not getting back. This ain't for me.
My favorite fighter recently at amateurs, Drew Landefield, because you hear him punching people, and then he gets punched or kicked, and then he just punches them back. And I love it. And the dude, Max Jarrell and him, I hope they fight 100 more times because that was such a good fight. I think Max Jarrell, man, they were lighting each other up, man.
Dude,
it was
you just
so
hear
good.
it. You hear it, and it does something to the human soul. Like there is something about MMA that it draws me because it's one of the only things that like you have to test yourself. Like you can't just, which people have done it, but once that cage locks, you're there.
Yeah,
you have to figure it out.
Can't be a bullshit artist anymore, man.
Like and if you are, it gets exposed.
Comes out real quick.
It gets exposed.
I've been a bullshit artist in there too before. Like when I fought Tony, Alonzo, Cody Reese too. I don't really want to say that though. Cody Reese. I did a good camp for that one, but like still that one hurts. That was my first loss. So, but
and that one sticks with you.
Mm-hmm.
What did that first loss do for you? Like coming out, you're preparing, you're training. You're like, man, I feel good, and then you go in there, you perform, and maybe you didn't perform up to your standard, or you did, and
first loss did nothing. Second loss, nothing. The third loss was you want to lose again, and if you lose again, that's in my mindset right now. If I lose again as an amateur, I'll retire. So that's
why
I put that pressure on myself, so I train harder because I don't want to, That third loss, I had a seizure. Very embarrassing. I don't think anybody knows this, but I'll put this in there. I peed when I got knocked out. It was bad.
So the ref should have stopped. You were not conscious.
Yeah,
like,
the ref should have stopped the fight way earlier than he did. I dropped Tony in the first round. It went my way, and then I kind of understood. I was injured going into it. I understood I had only one round to finish it, and then that was it. So in the second round, I bitched out in my second loss against Alonzo Turner. I did okay in the first round, and then again, making young decisions, you know what I mean, leads to like losses, I would say. And then that second round, I didn't go into it. I stayed on the stool, didn't leave the stool, and that one will forever haunt me. I wish I would have let Alonzo finish me. But that second loss going into that first round, I felt good. I was going to go out with my shield, you know what I mean? So, I think he calf kicked me too. I remember we walked out. I looked at him. He calf kicked me, and it was like the first time I've been calf kicked without the shin pad. And I was like, "Wow, that's why everybody complains about it."
Dude,
and then
you get this like spike of surge just go through your spine.
I was like, "What did you do that for? I don't know you like that. Like,
dude,
you're my friend."
My first time I got kicked because ego was a huge thing for me growing up. I had a huge ego. And I was like, I'm going to fight in Ohio because these amateur rules are stupid in PA, right? Well, they're fucking put there for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like, my ego gets the best of me. And the first time I got kicked, dude, I remember every time I planted my foot, it was a reminder. And I'm like, dude, if he kicks me again, my leg is broken. That's exactly, I was like, it's gone.
Yeah.
Dude, and I remember I was so swollen after. Like, they're not fun. They're not fun. But it's all a mental game too. Like, that's why you see people do those little leg checks and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Those could be Drew Landefeld and just eat them. I don't know. I mean, he's a cyborg. Dude, I don't want to say monster because you could kill a monster, man. I don't know about him, man. So.
It takes a lot to kill a monster.
Yeah.
And like the thing about that is you see these guys and they go until they're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, he's unfair. And then knocked out and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's fighting hurt the whole time. You have no idea.
Who was it? Czech Congo versus Pat, or was it Pat Rose Namajuna's husband when Pat knocked him down, keeps knocking him down. He looks like it's over. Czech Congo keeps falling. And then there's like a second where I think he hits him with like a check left and puts him out. And the crowd goes wild because the fight looked like it should have been stopped. Bro got knocked out like 3 or 4 times and then would get back up real quick. And then he tagged him and it was over. It was great.
It can go either way.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing about the sport is like you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? 1 second left, Max Holloway touches Gaethje's chin. Do you remember? Everybody jumped up. I don't care who you were. Everybody. I don't care if you weren't a fight fan. You jumped up.
Or even the Masvidal.
The knee.
The first 3-5 seconds.
I wish I would. I was supposed to go to Buffalo Wild Wings with my cousin and aunt to watch that, and he calls me and he's like, he Masvidal won, and I was like, yeah, right. And he goes, he flying kneed him, and I'm like, listen, dude, I was like, I want to know how the fight's going, like who's winning, is Masvidal or not, is Askren on top right now, or like what's happening? He was like, no, Askren, he's unconscious.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, I was
Nothing
like,
happened.
I did not believe him. I was like, it was like,
or who was it? It was Cowboy Cerrone. How you say it?
Cowboy Cerrone.
Do you remember that one where
versus Masvidal? Or
I don't know if it was, or was it? No, was it McGregor and
that head kick?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
dude, you're just like you're waiting for this.
Cowboy Cerrone got head kicked. Wait,
I'm trying to. Good thing.
No. Like I'm saying, like, wait, he got head kicked. Like,
I'm like, hold on, dude. But like the Masvidal fight, I remember watching. I'm like, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be all right, right? Like, and then it's done. You're like, I paid all this money for 5 seconds of action.
Yeah, and like, but then or like Aldo, the 13-second knockout.
Yeah.
That was I remember. I remember my sister calling me. She was like, because I didn't watch that one. She was like, yeah, everybody's going wild here, and I was like, what happened? And she was like, he just got knocked out. And I was like, oh, damn. Because I thought Conor got knocked out. Because I was like, I thought Aldo was going to run through him. And she was like, no, McGregor won. I was like, I was so
But it's
pumped.
like a metaphor to life, right? We prepare, we're ready, we're going. You have your team around you. You go in there, and then it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it's like, now what?
When I knocked out Dez, it was that 20-second knockout. That was weird. Because you go in the back, and you still have all the emotions of I'm about to be in a fight. And because it just ended so quick. And it was like, well, like, like
how do I get this out?
What do I do now? And then like I didn't. Yeah, exactly. Mike Tyson said like it ain't over. The one time I think he knocked somebody out so quick that he was like, I'm probably gonna beat somebody up in the crowd. To be honest, like yeah, like I didn't want to do that, but wanted to beat something. Yeah,
hey, that's when you go in the back at a teammate like, yo, let's go around.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do something.
Do some push-ups in the back.
Oh yeah.
What are some of the lessons you learned that you feel shaped you as a fighter coming out of all these gyms, right? Because like oftentimes you see fighters from one gym, you kind of build a team, a ritual, you know each other. Like you've had to like kind of bounce from different backgrounds and techniques and styles. Like what are some things you've learned that you kind of bring in to shape you as a fighter?
So listen to your coaches, obviously.
Did we just plug Wilkins podcast?
What?
Listen to your coaches?
Yeah. No, but yeah, listen to your coaches. You know, Kama, Chris Williams, Deep, Kirk, Dave Sachs, Tim. Like when these guys give me advice, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Williams, I didn't want to fight that George Savitsky dude. I didn't. I took that fight so I could get the next fight. We'll say that.
Which is about to be.
Oh no! Oh yeah! It's gonna be a good one.
I hate disclosure. By the way,
yeah, terrible.
Whatever.
Hunter and Ryan, you need to get something going. Okay.
Yeah, get a poster out, get a feeler.
Yeah. So everybody like didn't think I was gonna make 55, and that's fair, right?
What's your walk around weight?
So before I walked at like 210, 215, like, and that was because I was lifting heavy, right? So I completely stopped lifting. Right,
you're on that cowboy running. Shit.
Yeah,
that motherfucker drops 50 pounds too.
Man, well, if you walk in the same room as Cowboy, man, like you gotta be good looking. So I had to get some muscles, bro. All the girls are going over there. I'm here.
Fat Arm Friday.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, dude, I love Jim Taylor too. That's another dude. Jim Taylor, he's a matchmaker for, I think it's Jim Taylor. He trains at the academy and the where's the other place in Crafton? They have a really good Muay Thai team. They have Krav Maga.
Rights?
Yes, Rights too. Dude, Jim Taylor's the dude though. He's, I don't know how old he is, but you see that dude running like crazy times, and then he'll Frat Arm Friday the next day, he's lifting. And I'm like, yo, you don't
get to do both.
Yeah.
Pick
like,
one.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave the weights to me.
Yeah. Like one day my kids might know you, and they might know you're tougher than me. So I might not have you as an uncle for that reason, because I don't want them to say, listen,
respect.
I'm not taking out the trash. I'm going to call Uncle Jim. Make you take out the trash, you know?
What are some of the key victories you take with you? I know when we were talking before, you said you had some like some wins that kind of solidified what you're doing.
Definitely the George, like I said, this last one meant the world to me because it proved everybody wrong. I got a lot of haters, and I don't really care about that. But what I like doing is rubbing stuff in their face. So when I made the weight, which they said I wasn't, and when I showed up, which everybody said I wasn't going to show up, that was a huge slap to them. You know what I mean? That Diaz Stockton slap. That's why I threw that in the fight. You know what I mean? Like I said, George was like a top ranked opponent. There was no film on him, and everything about him, it was just win after win after win. He lost one amateur fight, but it was by decision. And then all of his victories besides one were decision. So I know instantly this guy's just going to be tough. And he was. It sucked, dude. That first 10 seconds, I hit him with that nice uppercut, cut his cheek. I sprawled down really nice, and I made the wrong decision. So me and Tim were working funny enough, the Anaconda and Dar setups. And if you see in the video, you see me pinky down and start locking and everything. And it wasn't working because we were on the cage. So I don't know why in my mind, I would circle to the right. In my head, I was like, oh, I'm not getting it. I'm going to circle to the right. And I think it's because I'm really comfortable circling to the right. I circle to the right. Bro gets 2 body locks on me and then runs my neck into the... I don't know if you saw the picture. His legs are like up in the air and my skull is just like on the metal pole. And Lucas Siebert even says, oh, that was scary. And like in the fight, I was like, ooh, like...
You can hear Lucas commentating?
Yeah. Oh, well, no. On the video.
On
the
video.
Yeah. I didn't... Dude, after that, I didn't know what happened because it went black for a second. And then I thought I had an underhook. And in the video, I have an overhook. And I was like, oh, you idiot. That's why everything wasn't working. But yeah, dude, that took a lot out of me, like to do that, because like obviously making the weight, I had to make the sacrifice of me not being able to live 3 days a week, which is another way I like to de-stress for like mental reasons and stuff. But I channeled that into like 2 hours of shadow boxing. Like I would do an hour run. So I would run from my house all the way to like Vanport, which is like 8 miles there and back, which is like dope. Like great run. Before that, I'll do an hour worth of shadow boxing and just try to like lose myself. But I didn't really even get to train for this fight too, because I worked at the dispensary, 10-hour shifts. You work 4 days out of the week, you get 3 days off, but the 3 days I'd only get 2 days of training because they give me the worst days off. Like they'd be like, oh, you could work, what is it? Something to something, but you'll be off by 5 Saturday. And I'll be like, well, Stout spars at like noon. Yeah. So like, and then you get to watch all your, what I mean? All these good sessions. I hate that. Like when you don't go to an open mat or a party and you're like, damn, like
FOMO.
They had
FOMO.
Dude, they have so many good people in there. Like, I forget, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or last week, they had bodies at Stout, and I work Saturdays now, so I have to find a new place to spar. But dude, I get so jealous when I see all those bodies up there, because it's like, that's such good work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I be seeing those posts and I'm like,
especially, dude, at the factory, I hate seeing Sundays at the factory post, because it's like, damn, you didn't make it up there and you just see bodies and it's like, dang, like, oh, I messed up.
That's why I love the
I'm just gonna be unemployed.
No, you got employment fighting.
Yeah, there you go.
How do you manage? You say it's tough, 10-hour days. How are you managing your job and training? Like how are you balancing that?
So this camp, I had to rely on a lot of confidence, and that's just something I don't have a lot of. I mean, it does seem, I put this facade of I'm a very confident, happy person, but it's all a thing to make, it's like the butterfly with the eyes, so the birds don't come and eat me. They think I'm another bird or something, like a predator. But
interesting.
Really, I'm just a sad little boy inside. So I had Chris Williams, when he sent the text there, like he was like, hey, take this fight. And I think to Williams, it was a test to see, I don't want to, if I had the cojones, I didn't want to say the other one, but like to do it. And I was like,
if you're all in.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? If you're with me, if Williams was with me, if Tim's with me, I'll go fight whoever they want me to. If they go say, fight that guy, I'm going to fight him. I don't care who it is. If they say they believe in me, I believe in myself at that point. And I shouldn't say that it's because of their belief I believe in myself, but I know that if they believe in me, they're willing to put the work into me. And if I get the work that they're willing to put into me, that work will shine through. And no matter what, whoever I fight is going to learn the hard way.
Well, that's a testament to like the team you've built and to yourself, right? Because that requires a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Right? Like fight this dude. You're trusting their judgment.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not feeding you to someone or something like that.
Yeah.
Like there's good intention in what's happening. And
yeah.
if you can trust that, you're going to trust your training.
Exactly.
If you trust your training, you're going to trust what's inside of you.
Exactly. So many times my 3 losses, when you step to the cage, you start doubting yourself. This last fight, I can say, I used the Mamba mentality. So a lot of people, I make fun of girls for having their rocks and their, you know what I mean, their mantras and all that. And like, yeah, I don't really believe in that stuff, but this camp, I was like, you know what? They might be right. You know what I mean? I'm walking around with a little bit of a black stone in my pocket right now, you know? Like no.
you collect
obsidian.
Rocks?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Rather sell them. Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We sell them. We don't smoke them. No, that's messed up. Oh, man.
And this is what I think people expected with this episode. ADHD to be running rampant.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to label this the one with ADHD.
Yeah.
Because we both have it and we're just fucking...
Tismed out ADHD.
Shit, dude. And so, like, when I describe you, I'm like, dude, Chase is a...
Firecracker.
He's a character, right?
Yeah.
Like a character. A lot of personality, a lot of depth. You know, when I would see you at Lose, you're fucking rolling with someone close to death, and then you kiss him on the forehead. And I'm like, that's Chase.
Yeah.
In a fight, he'll kiss you on the forehead.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one rash guard you had, keep jiu-jitsu gay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, like, it's just, you're going to go do something serious, and you just approach it in like a playful, fun way.
I think that's an intimidating thing, too. I'm not afraid to lose, and I think a lot of people realize that. And, like, people, you know what I mean? You don't want to.
I'll tell you what.
Fight them dudes.
If I'm fighting you, and
it's
you
like
kiss
fighting
me
a raccoon.
Yeah,
you might win, but you're gonna leave with some scars. You know,
and rabies.
Oh yeah. Well, not rabies. You know, some. You know,
right.
It's still for life, whatever it is. You know.
I don't know what to say to that.
Just kidding.
He said,
I have
not
to get blood
rabies.
tested every fight.
You have, yes, they have to. You fucked up my trip. Oh shit, dude!
Unless
this
it's
is
in
why I have
Vegas,
these.
it'll stay there.
I'm so glad I have these fucking bullets to keep me going, because I don't know where I'd be right now. Okay, yeah. So how's you talk about that self-doubt coming out? You're on a 2-fight win streak
now. Yeah, the last one was a 20-second knockout, and Des Ford, like the academy, gave me like the best camp, and like I can't wait to start training there again, because like I said, my work schedule was terrible. Like, and I love Liberty Dispensary. Shout out all my bud tenders there and stuff like that. I'm gonna miss it. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna miss those, the employee samples, and a lot of I made a lot of really good friendships there. Learned a lot about life too through people, so that was pretty cool. Seeing different perspectives. The industry is very I'll say liberal, and I consider myself a liberal guy, but like a lot of people were super liberal, and like I couldn't see point of views. But then like once I started working with people, and they started giving me their opinions and how they see stuff, and it kind of opened me to a broader perspective of life. So like I'm grateful for that, because now I feel like I could talk to a lot more people. I feel like I can open up about myself. Like the thing with the mantras and the rocks, that's where that came from. We have rocks on all the computers there and stuff to like ward off negative energy and stuff. And I got there my first day, I was like, I'm gonna hate this. And then I started, I collect rocks sometimes, okay? But like it's just because of how they look. I don't care about their powers. I don't really believe they have
they're
power,
shiny and smooth.
Yeah, that's a stemming thing for us TISM folk. We like, got a rope,
So is that something you like? Do you have
stemming? I stem. I can control most of it. I try to do it most of the time at home. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's weird. You know what I mean? I don't like talking about, so we'll get off that. But like, in public, I can control it unless I'm like severely nervous. Then I'll like will start to show. And then usually if I'm in public, it's going to be bad because I'm going to be angry. And that's usually right before the fight. I start pacing and that's when it starts coming out. And then I become a killer. And then I go to the cage. And like I said, like the confidence, just starts to come through. The Mamba mentality, what's he say? It's all in your head. Yeah. This camp, when I got to the cage, I told myself, because Chris Williams told me this. He said, if you're going to fight this guy, because I signed the contract the first day at the thing, he said, look at me. And I looked at him and he said, you come in shape, you put the work in, you win this fight. And I was like, yes, sir. You know what I mean? So every day I'd get off at 8:30. I'd be home at like 9. It'd be like 30 degrees out. I'd had my ass running down to Vanport and then back to 8 miles. And I'd be shadow boxing, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't get to class. And then Wednesday nights was nice because when I got off, my buddy Josiah, who fought Bryce. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was working with me, and that dude is so great. He talked me off the ledge a lot. So I love Josiah a lot, man. That's a true brother. Cody Hummel as well. And Tim, like I said, I found these guys at Barra, and these guys have changed my life. Shout out to Cody Hummel too, bro. He's really, a really good friend. He just, I got him a job as a bouncer, and I left bouncing for good. I'm retired now, but then he got me a job. Yeah, man, I can't come back unless you know what I mean, Roadhouse. Unless they want to fire McGregor for all of those things, I'll come down to wherever and clean up the bar. It's
a special contracted bouncer position.
Oh yeah. Dude. I'm more of a talker now too when I bounce. I don't feel like fighting. I'm too old, man, to fight these young kids. They're stupid.
Dude, like now, just shit's so crazy now. Like what?
All the murders that's going on. So where I'm from, we just had 4 people shot in the head, execution style last night. Someone got hit with a machete last night. A week before, 3 dudes jumped a guy at the VFW, and then Beaver Falls again. There was another shooting, and they found a body. Like I don't want to get too colorful, but it's just scary where I'm from right now. So I feel like if I, start doing what I'm doing and showing these kids, like I want to start visiting my high school. Like, I used to do that before COVID, and then after COVID, it got weird. Like showing them like, hey, you might be poor, you might not have the nicest stuff, but that's how you that's how you paint your canvas, right? A lot of kids with like, what is it? Privilege, I guess we'll say, their canvas, whatever, they do whatever, but like kids that don't have money, your canvas is empty most of the time. So like once you start getting out, like
that's actually a really good metaphor.
Yeah. You got to paint your canvas, man.
Like if you have a blank canvas, this can be anything you want it to be.
So
if you have a canvas that's already drawn in a certain way, you kind of have to keep going with that or completely scratch it and go like.
In society, we see these kids, I'm not trying to say like they have privilege, but we see these kids more successful because, like you said, the canvas is drawn for them. There's a path, there's a route. You know what I mean? They can see it. And I'm not saying that they're like, oh, like that's their fault, like it's unfair. That's just the cards they were dealt. No one gets to choose their hand of cards. You know what I mean? No one gets to decide whether they have a couple more cards or a couple less cards or just the right amount. You're born into this world the way you are. You got to love yourself for who you are and
embrace who you are, where you're at. And that's a good point. Like I try to go, like coming out of Erie, I
love it up there.
Dude, I love there's Erie's
I wish there was more gyms up there. Mateo Lau, shout out them. Dude. And then what is it? 3 Elements Erie?
3 Elements, yeah. 3 Elements has been there for a while, and I think they just
rest in peace to I forget his name, but they had a great coach up there that passed away in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I heard of that. They were around for a while. They opened up there's another gym up there, I guess, right off of 79. So like it's grown. And there was a kid. I interviewed him on a post fight a couple 247s ago. He was driving from Erie to go to the Mat Factory.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. That kid's a warrior.
4 hours, dude.
He's like this tall.
Yeah,
dude's an animal. I don't. It's not Evan. Yo, that dude's.
I followed him because
he's like a collegiate wrestler too.
Yeah.
I love collegiate wrestlers, man. That's just those dudes. Like even if they're like rich, poor, whatever, they're all the same mindset of let's work.
Dude, I was having a conversation at that wrestling tournament, and I'm like, the dude's like, oh, I'm like, I train jiu-jitsu. And he's like, oh, like which one do you think is better, jiu-jitsu or wrestling? And I'm like, well, I mean, it doesn't like. I hate that conversation because it's. I was like, what's the worst? wrestlers who do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, dude.
Like, because I'm like, wrestling is like aggressive,
It's natural
dog.
testosterone.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu is like a graceful dance.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a fucking wrestler who's doing this.
And he's just gonna crank
Dude,
your neck.
Yeah, like
Dempsey.
it's dangerous, man. Yeah, like
My
Dempsey.
favorite is this dude, Travis Unconferred, that came to lose when I was, I don't know, like 22, 21. He had no clue how to submit anybody, but he wrestled at Clarendon. He was like a D1 wrestler. I watched him try to like snap this brown belt's knee. So like say this is like the knee, right? And he just was taking it this way, just grabbing his leg and pushing the knee down and pulling this up. I was like, I don't think that's a thing, but he's going to make it a thing.
It's the principles,
and then
right?
the dude couldn't do anything because he
Move this joint until it don't move no more, and then push.
Yeah.
Like, they make their own shit.
It's good science.
Yeah, and like I love rolling with a wrestler who's like new at jiu-jitsu because their necks are open, arms are out, right?
Oh,
But as
yeah.
soon as they understand those principles and switch,
Go roll over there.
You're
I got. You could take the square. This is my third win. You know, king of the mat. Oh, you can take it. Take a break.
yeah, I gave it to you. Don't kill me.
Yeah.
But Wilkins described it the best. Like wrestlers find a door and open it.
Yes. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu practitioners look for an open door or window. Like,
Yeah.
if this is closed, we'll go over here.
Tyler Crater. Sometimes
over
you
here.
gotta open it or close the door to open a window. You know.
Yeah, dude. So like, if you have a wrestler, they're just bashing this fucking door until it will open eventually, or they get tired.
Yeah.
Which they don't get tired.
No, sadly.
So I don't know how I got onto that, but
Oh yeah. I don't even know either.
wrestlers who do jiu-jitsu, dangerous combination.
Very.
And then the more people I interview, like, oh yeah, I grew up wrestling. And I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then it's so interesting when I talk to someone who's like, oh, I never wrestled, I never did martial arts, and I just got into it. And you're like, damn. Like,
Dude,
how?
Lucas Jones.
What
I
was,
think he's been doing it 3 years, and bro's beating ranked opponents in the world. For jiu-jitsu, he's amazing.
Was he a wrestler before though?
No.
That's
Just
I
the
didn't know
dude.
that.
He's amazing. Lucas Jones, man. He has a class at the Mat Factory. I think at either 5:30 or 6:30 if you're in the area. Do a drop in.
How old is he? He's like,
I don't even want to say. I'm jealous.
He's like a young buck, isn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
just
And
if I had Cody Gamble on.
oh my god, I hate that he's younger than me, bro. I just like look at
I
this
hate
dude.
that he's huge,
I know.
mobile, strong, and smart. How can you can't do all of that?
Bro, he makes me feel feminine when he shakes my hand.
Dude, like fucking
like
save something for us, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was like rolling with him at the Mat Factory, and I'm like, how are you? Like,
I have a feeling
can't-
he could do a backflip if he wanted to. He probably. I don't say he can.
No, let's fucking do it. Like,
yeah.
we want to see Cody Gamble do a
Yes,
backflip.
I think he can, low key.
He's probably like a, you know what? He's probably like a fucking gymnast and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, oh,
Because
yeah.
the way he can move his body, being
yeah.
like 260,
Hey, Nicky Rod struggled. That's all I'm gonna say. Struggled to take that boy down. So
you can tell. I noticed that. I was like, oh, because like Nicky Rod was like, you know, he's one of the best to do it. So you can tell he's like, you know, saving gas. And as soon as Cody gets in there, he kind of like had to pick it up.
I think if Stout or not Stout 247 had run, there is one grappler in the area that I think that could have dispatched the Nicky Rod. And all prayers to him. I love him. Trenton Zendarko. He's an animal, man. He could have beat Nicky Rod. He would have been the chosen one. I'm not saying that because he beat me, but I'm saying that because that kid had a work ethic like no other. He beat Sloan Climber. I don't know if you know Sloan Climber, but that dude's a gangster. They call him the caveman. He's a out west type of guy. He came to Pittsburgh for that AGF thing thinking he was going to come away with an easy win. Trent Zendarko. And I mean, you guys stay.
Dude, there's so much fucking talent here, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much talent here, and all I want to see is the MMA scene is blowing up now.
My God,
it's
yeah.
growing.
I love that I like karate combat now that Kalma's opening doors for it. Dude, Kalma, Cherico, Mike Wilkins, Chris Dempsey. Shout out to those guys because like these guys really opened a lot of the Cahills too because they brought AGF here too. But a shout out
Credit
there.
where credit's due,
Yep.
bro.
And like these people keep opening doors for us. It's just gonna make us the next Florida. You know what I mean? For a top team or California with not anymore, but with all the gyms, like, you know what I mean? We're coming.
Well, and
We're
you
coming
think
along.
you think of what PA is, like it's a heavy wrestling state.
Hills, snow,
Yeah, like it's
Humid
almost
during
like
the
the
summer.
perfect campground.
American
for this.
Dagestan.
What are you saying?
American Dagestan. It's the American version of Dagestan, PA.
Dude, but it's and like Pittsburgh. it's a nice. I love Pittsburgh because it's like it's a big city, but it's not that big. Like when I was in Erie, I came to Pittsburgh maybe once or twice. I'd come down here, I'm like, wow, dude.
So big.
Now I live down here, I'm like, it's not that fucking big.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
I mean, it's pretty big.
Well, from Beaver,
It's pretty big.
Yeah. It's average.
Yeah,
it's
for
average.
real.
It's not. It's not the size of the city. It's what you do in the city.
The food is great. All right.
yeah.
We can start. Yeah.
What would you say was one of your toughest matches or opponents, like that you can think of?
Oh, Trenton, or I had a match with what's his name from Ohio? Jacob Berg.
From Ohio.
I think his name's Jacobs. I forget, but he was like a D1 wrestler. Bro was sandbag and he was a blue belt, and I saw that he'd been training since he was a kid. I was on his Facebook when I got to the weigh-ins to like stalk him, and I was like, this boy was, how are you a blue belt? And this dude came in with this other nerdy guy, and me being the person that I am, I instantly knew it was going to be a match. You will watch it. So if a big muscly guy comes in, I'll mess. You know what I mean? I'm not that scared. If I watch a nerd come in, like someone like me, I'm like, this dude's cold and calculated. He's probably going to know all the Japanese terminology that I don't know. He's actually serious. He writes shit down. I don't write anything down. And that's exactly what happened. This dude, D1 wrestler, right? I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? I'm working with these dudes. Like, I can wrestle. Keegan Forsyth, shout out him. I haven't seen him in a minute. He's a stout guy from Zealy. I was like, dude, this dude, if that dude, you know what I mean? I'm wrestling with this guy ain't even be nothing. Bro pulls guard in the first 5 seconds of the match and omoplatas me. And I got out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get out. I don't know
tore
how
his shoulder to get out.
Yeah. And then he wrist locked me when I was almost out. I was like, you bugger. Oh, come on.
Dude, those are the fucking dudes I hate rolling. When you take something and you're in something else, you're like, dude, give me 5 seconds.
Dude, so I escaped the omoplata, circled, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to hit this guard pass, bro. Hit a short shotgun armbar. I mean, I was like, are you going to quit? Are we going to be immature like this all day? Like, are you going to have to leave and come back until you're ready to be a man and talk about this?
So what did you learn through those experiences? Like tough
Keep
opponents?
Keep going no matter what, man. Like, you win or lose. I'll say I went 1 in one of those matches. I lost to Zendarko. I think he hit me with the mock lock. We'll call it that. I think it's like a toe hold or something weird, but mock lock for 10p. Shout out Jeff Mock. You know, I like the PA names better than whatever everybody else
The
thinks.
national names.
Yeah, I would say Pittsburgh Jiu-Jitsu is better than everybody's. So, you know, that's just an opinion, but
I'm just the host, bro.
yeah,
I'm just a host.
I'm willing to take flack. I don't care. Fight me.
I'll take flack.
Yeah,
I'll take flack. February 1st, fight me.
yes. I wish. I wish I was on that February 1st card, North for Sales, man. That's gonna be banging. I'll be there.
I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be cool. You know, the new arena.
Oh, it looks
a lot
cool.
of cards that were saved. I feel like for
Shout out to
this.
Sunny Days in Arena sponsorship for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. I was
Shout
pumped
out
about
to Sunny
that.
Days.
Ryan Middleton.
Shout out Ryan. Shout out Hunter. Shout out.
We got to shout out Jesse Action too. For
Oh my- dude,
behind the scenes. I love him so much, bro. Jesse Action is the dude.
I feel like
It's
I
either
give
him or
an-
Wilkins I try to find at events. If I go to an event by myself, I try to find Wilkins or Jesse because I can talk to those dudes all day. And that's why when
I
that
feel like
fight
I get him
happened,
in trouble, bro.
Oh, dude.
I get him in trouble.
When that fight happened that we were in, it wasn't even the fact that I liked the dude that was getting jumped. It was because that was Wilkins' guy, and I was like, yeah, you're gonna die.
I don't know where you
you're not
came
gonna
from.
press.
I don't know where you came from.
Yeah.
But shit happened, and then I just see you there, and I'm like, I know of this dude. I hope he knows we're cool.
I have a you're beautiful. My hoodie was a positive message. It said read the back, and like the thing is like you have value and all this stuff. And then I'm throwing hands with people. I don't know, like 2 different messages, bro.
The
Like,
same message. You're beautiful, but
Yeah.
take this.
I'm gonna change that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna rearrange. No, all I saw you. We like kind of saw eyes, and I'm like, I hope this fucking.
It's
dude,
on my side.
Yeah, I hope
That's
we're
what
on
I
the-
was thinking. I was like, bro, if this dude corks are right on me, I'm
I was
screwed.
like, dude, I hope we're on the same fucking team. But if not, we'll fucking figure it out, I
Yeah.
guess. But
And we just stood there and just talked. Like, it was so weird. After I just remember standing there, just like we were looking at a fresh lawn. Like, yep.
look at the green.
The red is very nice.
It's so interesting how that's why I like fighting is so you can like you go to war every time you go into a cage, and then after you're like, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, good job, dude. You fucking rocked me. That was good. Like, dude, you almost had me there. I was kind of worried.
But that's why I told George, I think people they hate that, like that Yoel Romero kissing Luke Rockhold thing. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I have so much respect for the other guy because now we're blood brothers. You can't change that. Like if
you
I,
have to have respect.
if I see George in a street fight, you know what I mean, and he's getting jumped, I'm jumping in on his side. You know what I mean? That's just what we fought. I owe him, he owes me. I don't owe each other anything, but like we've paid each other, I guess you could say. We've bonded, and it's a bond.
Dues were paid.
Yes.
Dues were paid.
Boom. Yeah. And most of my friends that I've learned, I've actually fist fought a lot of my friends to become friends with them, and we're tight.
My closest friends have stemmed from fight. Either we fought each other, or I fought for him, or
or just beat him up.
Yeah, well, I
didn't
want to say that because they both. Shout out Bobby. I'm gonna tell a story.
Hell yeah.
We were at the academy. I didn't know this dude. We're in the academy. You know I'm a cop, right?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck. No, we're in the academy, and it's boxing day, like defensive tactics boxing day, and he fucking denies this, but I know what happened. Like, I was there. He comes up to me. He's like, dude, I've never been in. This dude's fucking beefy as fuck. He's like, I've never been in a fight before. Like, can you like dial down? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not here to fucking rock someone.
Yeah.
We put our headgear on, box. Dude, he punched me so fucking hard that my headgear 180'd. And dude, and he's just rocking my shit. So I'm like blocking, trying to fix my fucking headgear, and I was like, I'm gonna kill this dude.
Yeah.
You're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dude, and I get him on. I'm fucking whooping his ass. And I'm like, dude, fuck you. You never been in a fight before. Like, I ain't never been hit this hard. And I've been in thousands of street fights.
Yeah.
Dude, so then they reset. The instructor, like, if you win, you got to get put on the bottom so you can feel like what it's like to be over. He's like, all right, you're at the bottom. You start on top. And the instructor whispers into my ear, choke him out.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And
that's the green light.
Dude, I fucking end up getting him in a chokehold. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
He's like, what? What do you mean, what?
Yeah.
You never been in a fight? You almost knocked me the fuck out in class.
Yeah. Now
Dude,
you're getting slept.
He was my roommate. Now we're fucking boys. And like, we'll be drinking
that.
and I'll tell his story. He's like, that's not what happened. Like, like you tried to knock me. You tried to take my head off my shoulders.
The best thing, that's the equivalent to saying, oh, let's go light and then go in hard, is the same thing as reaching for the glove touch. And in my opinion, but I don't
know, dude. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll either touch gloves and back the fuck up, I'm not getting slapped, or I just won't. And it's not a disrespect thing. It's just like,
I'm worried, bro.
I respect you.
I got a full-time job, a daughter, and a family.
Yeah. I respect you. You ain't getting me.
Exactly.
You ain't getting me. So it's cool. It's always funny, like, to see someone's like psyche fucked up when you go in and the one dude's just like, no. You're like, you see the one dude almost like hurt. He's like y'all about to fight. Yeah. It's about to be violence. And now that dude's upset because you said you're not touching gloves. You'll see their face. They're like, all right, now I gotta fuck you up because you didn't touch gloves with me. It's interesting to see someone's like, psych. I just want to take a second to shout out a few companies who believed in me. These were one of our first official sponsors, so huge shout out. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Carbo Jewelers, established in 1997 on the values of honesty and integrity. Whether you're searching for the perfect piece, need expert repair services, visit Carbo Jewelers in Newark's Ironbound District, where your jewelry is always in safe hands. This episode is also brought to you by Continental Jewelers, proudly serving Hudson County, New Jersey since 1964. Whether you're seeking a timeless piece or need expert repairs, they've got you covered. Visit Continental Jewelers, your trusted source for all things jewelry. You can find them on Instagram at Carbo Jewelers or online at carbojewelers.com. Lastly, big shout out to Carbo Trading. Besides coins, precious metals, and jewelry, if it could be traded and collected, he's probably got it. They can be found on Instagram at carbo.trading. You can find all of our sponsors out online on our sponsor page at therelentlessproject.com.
On the subject of cops and fighting, one of my best friends, and I'd say probably my brother at this point, Eric McPhillamine, shout out him, brother. I have to shout out everybody. I don't know why. But I was 16 and we got caught. Was it after curfew? I remember. And then I had told like all four of the guys that were out, right? Because we were like young, like curfew, whatever, running around Beaver. And we go like, if you get caught, like you can't tell, just you were by yourself. And we'd done this for years, like just going out and stuff. And then the one night, like I just wasn't having it. I was 16 talking to this one girl, and dude, you know how like it is when you're younger, like older guys poach like girls. So like this other older guy was there, and I was like, I'm gonna smack him. I'm not leaving this house until this dude's gone. Like, come on, let's go out. And I was like, nah. So they left or whatever. They came back. I'm mad. So like, I probably want to go break windows or do something. You know what I mean? Like not good. Allegedly. Yeah. So
what a statute of limitations on that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So I remember to get up on the buildings in Beaver. You go to Beaver Super just behind it. Don't do this if you're a kid. There's steps that lead up to there and then Pizza Joe's. Don't go there because there's always someone in Pizza Joe's that calls the cops. I don't know how there's someone always there. They hear footsteps on the roof and immediately call the cops. They won't. Never mind. But so we were
don't try this at home.
Yeah,
this
I wouldn't.
Past.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it because I almost got in some pretty good trouble over this. Thank God for Eric McPhillamine, even though he hated me at the time. But I think a lot of these guys, cops, you know what I mean? They realize kids are going to be kids. You know what I mean? They're going to be exploring. You know what I mean? It's like being in a video game and then you trying to get under the map, if you know what I mean? Like you find a hole in the map and then the glitch and you get under the map. So I'm just trying to find like cooler places. You know what I mean? See like high up views. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find myself.
Don't kill my traveler spirit.
I'm going to use that next time I get caught doing something. I was trying to find myself and I was on a spiritual journey. So
like, how much have you smoked today, sir? None.
All of it.
Yeah. All of
what
it.
What are drugs? Did you ever see that one video of the guy that's methed out and they're like, how much drugs did you? He's like, I am on nothing.
And you're like, dude, I need to get you medical attention. Like, I'm not trying to get you, I'm trying to get you help.
Yeah.
Like, you are about to blow up.
Yeah.
Like, your head's just going to,
yeah.
Dude, I'll fucking, like, and I'm not out to jam anyone up. Like, I understand. Kids are kids. I used to do some shit, you know, and like, I'm just here to help people, right? If someone calls, my issue is to solve their problem. That's my thing, right? And then getting you away from the situation is solving the problem.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll see fucking people just out of their fucking minds. They're like, ugh. I'm like, bro, I didn't do any drugs. I'm like, dude, tell me what you're on so I can fucking get you help. That's all I want.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want your heart to explode. And it's like nothing.
Scary thing is when people swallow whatever they have because they're scared they're about to get in trouble with it.
Dude, I'm just like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, man. Don't do that. But McPhillamine, I remember coming down the steps and there was a cop just right there walking. They were bored apparently that night because they had hit us with like this crazy tactical plan to catch us. So like I think they were there for a little bit, like just watching us. So we're coming down the steps and I point, because that's exactly where I wanted to run to, where I told my boys to run was like over the fence by College Square and then out into the neighborhoods to where we could just spread out.
You had a plan too. Look at that.
All the time, man. Yeah. Like I said, I have autism like Alexander of this time. So I was trying to create an escape plan. And as soon as I saw the cop there, I was like, oh, right down Turnpike. And there was a cop car coming down that way. So I was like, oh, man, there's a barber. What's his name? Fubio. Mr. Fubio used to cut hair. And I was like, run to Fubio's behind the house. And then I didn't know there was a fence put in, a brand new fence. And one of my boys.
Why.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to say this. One of my boys was very unathletic at the time. And it wasn't like he was chubby or anything like that. He just had no heart. That boy laid down at the fence and we were trying to pick him up to get up. So I was like, if you're going to die, I was like, I cannot like change your mind. I was like, you're going to get caught. So I get over the fence and then we run across Main Street of Beaver and we're running in between like the banks and stuff because they got us, man. They were like, I'm surprised. It was like, I thought they were going to get a helicopter, like the 5 stars in GTA. I was like, oh my God, like, oh, they're everywhere. And then they pinned us at this one spot. And like I said, I have a do or die mentality. And I was like, oh, I climbed that wall. And my friends didn't want to climb the wall. I was like, dude, you can climb the wall. Just do it. And I climbed the wall, got out of there. They all got caught. I ran him. And then I didn't really know they got caught. That's the thing. So I'm calling them. And nothing. Probably like 2 hours go by, and I call. I think I called David, and Officer McPhillamine picked. Oh, sorry. Officer McPhillamine picks up, and he goes, "Who's this?" And I was like, "I'm calling to see if David can get on Xbox." And he was like, "No, you're the kid in the white shirt that got away." And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Come down to the police station now, or we'll come get you." And I think till this day, I don't think I had to go, but I was like, can I get a ride so I don't get in trouble? Because I thought I was going to get arrested. He was like, no, just walk here, dude. You were just out. What are you talking about? So I get there. Eric McPhillamine just starts roasting me. So I wasn't allowed out, I think, for it was like a month after that. I got grounded because obviously you get caught up by the cops. Nothing happened, charges or anything like that. But like you got caught and your parent has to wake up at like 3 a.m. to come get you. That's a little. It was my grandma too, man. Oh, dude, I feel so bad.
You know what's crazy? Not speaking for these cops, but they're probably like, yo, he actually fucking came. Like,
oh, the idiot. Well, that's what they did. They're like, oh, he's like
not even idiot. He's like, oh, fuck, the dude came. Like, now we tell him, hey, don't do it again. Like, but like, dude, that's what it is. Like, cops with the best intentions. Like, I'm surrounded by, good cops, man. And I'm
you got Lexi up there, right? Lexi Jones?
Yeah.
Bro, great family. Devin and her are great.
Awesome people, man. And like, that's all it is, dude. Like, we just want to help people and make people better, right?
There's
like,
a big stigma with cops, man. A lot of them are just people.
But a lot of cops do it to themselves.
Yeah.
Like sure. I'm one of the biggest critics of the quote unquote industry because we see these videos on YouTube. We see where you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why? And I wasn't in that situation. I can't really speak on it, but Monday night quarterbacking, which you should do.
Yeah.
Like, now there's one thing to like critique just to shit on people, and there's another thing to like critique to make things better.
Yeah.
Make yourself better.
Yeah.
Like, I will never knock that. Dude, there's been hundreds of videos of me where people were like, bro, why'd you do? I would have done this. I'd have done this. And like, it's with good intention.
Yeah.
So now the next time I'm like, man, if I'm in the same situation, I'm going to navigate it better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Use it as a learning tool. That's beautiful.
Like, same with like football, right? You watch these games and like you got the people
or MMA and jiu-jitsu. You see them making mistakes and you're like,
you got
I
the
can
people
capitalize.
on the couch, go off, get up. And you're like, shut up. Like, you're just talking shit to talk shit. But then you have people who do the same thing. Like, yo, why did you circle to the right when you're by the cage?
Yeah.
Like, you're not shitting on someone, but you're like calling it, why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. You know what? That was a stupid move. Now that I think about it, I can sit back and watch it. That was dumb.
I circle left now.
I circle under.
Yeah, exactly.
Never seen that, did you?
Yeah.
Like, where'd he
Watch
go?
me circle through. Everybody's going to freak out.
Dude, they're watching this episode. I'm like,
what's he talking about?
What way is he going to circle now?
There's a casting couch out there. So.
It's pleather.
It's pleather.
It's pleather.
Wasn't that from the Dax Shepard movie with what's his face? With Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson or something, where they're all like 30-year-old people working at a supermart thing, like a Costco.
Is that a show? Or
it's a movie. It's like an hour movie. It's hilarious because, bro, Dane Cook, bro, like in that movie is me. I'm 26. I still live with my mom. Don't have health insurance. You know what I mean? It just going for the babes. I gotta talk.
And I want a son.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not right now, but a couple of years when I'm a little bit.
No, dude. But I'm 31, turning 32. If I could live with my mom, like she lives 2 hours, I probably would, bro.
I have a feeling. I just want to move I want to have that. Like when America was first starting, when big families live together. I love that.
I want a compound.
Yeah.
A family compound.
My dad has a compound. They call it the Boyde compound. So
dude, that's sick. Fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
How cool is it? I want my own space to like have your spot. Your mom's in the same. Yeah. Everyone's. Ain't nobody coming to your house to fuck with you.
No.
You hit one button, all the fucking family just. What is it? Charge.
That's the coolest thing. I'll shout out to my brother Brandon. My nephew talks shit to my brother He goes, Uncle Chase is stronger or Gunkle Cheese, they call me. He goes, Gunkle Cheese is stronger than you. I just want to be like, oh, that's so good. But at the same time, my brother dealt with so much stuff and overcame so much stuff to like lay a better road for me. So shout out Brandon. He's tougher than me. I'll admit that on the podcast.
Damn.
My brother's a really good dude, man. Without him, I wouldn't be here either. Jesse too, and Libby. I don't even throw Libby in there, but we'll throw her in there. I love her.
She'll beat you up.
So
I'll
you hear
it.
something funny. So my brother Brandon never laid a hand on me ever. Well, he's a little bit older. He's 16 years older than me. And then my sister Jessie, we got into some tussles, and then I pulled a hammer out when we lived in New Brighton. I was like, yo, like you're because it was her and my sister would jump me. And I was like, all right, like listen, like y'all gotta quit. And then my little I had a stepbrother Christopher at the time, and I was like, yeah, like y'all aren't mean to him at all. Like it's just me. So Jesse, I think after that, and we ran the one time, and I made them headbutt each other, my sisters, because they were trying to. That was great. She stopped. Libby though, I've seen Libby. This is the thing about Olivia. I've seen her at bars fight like 3-on-1 like women, and she turns into this thing called Bertha. We call it.
That's like her alter ego
just
fighter.
Doesn't know. Yeah, she says stupid stuff all the time, but when it's Bertha, it's just quiet and go, and it's like, and then I don't get in the way because
you just see her get like zoned in, quiet. You're like, oh, we gotta go. We about to bounce.
She fought this. What was it, like this sixth? She had a house party up in Slip. You could rent houses or something back in the day, or just throw parties, I guess, in Slippery Rock. And there was a video of her whooping this 6'3" dude's ass just out of the house because I guess he said something. She was like, "Yo, I paid for this house. I think it was her 21st birthday." She was like, "Get out." And he was like, "No." And she was like, "All right," and just handled it.
Bet.
Yeah, she's from a trailer park. We're not from a trailer park, but you know.
Hey, dude, gotta have family.
That's another reason why I think I'm a fighter and I can come back from losses, because let me put me in the hospital like I think like 2 times when we were kids. So.
Dude, my older brother would beat my fucking. I remember.
I enjoyed every part of it. I'm not gonna lie either.
Dude,
it's great.
I owe a lot of my life to my brother. A lot of shit I can never talk about in public, but he knows what he's done for me. And you know, my brother, in and out of prison growing up, it was always do what I say, not as I do. And he was like my father figure. So I'm like, no, I want to be like you. And you know, but sidetrack. We're getting in the car.
Yeah.
And shotgun.
Oh,
he's like,
shit.
nah, you gotta call it when you see it. And I'm like, no, we know we're going to
Why
the
are
car.
you writing rules now?
Yeah, I'm like, no, you call it when you know you're going to the car.
Is this on a wall in there somewhere?
Yeah, I'm
Or
like, where the fuck's the rule set? Who wrote it? You did? So I call shotgun. He's like, no. And he's like, always been a calm, cool, and collected dude.
He's older, you said,
Oh,
right?
yeah, he's older.
Damn.
So he's walking to the car, and I'm like sprinting, fucking duck under, go.
He knows I'm just ripping him out no matter what. Oh.
So I get in, I close
You
the door, and I lock it.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
He's like, and my mom, dude, shout out to my mom, little Puerto Rican lady. She gets in there. She's like, y'all need to stop. Like, just sit in the back. And he's like, open the door. I'm like,
oh no, that was too calm.
I'm like, no. He's like, open the fucking door. I'm like, no. Well, I made the mistake. I didn't lock the back door. And this is like old cars, right? You didn't have the one button that locked everything. So he opens the back door, and I'm like, oh shit, no. And I'm trying to close it. He fucking reaches over, opens the door, He's like, get out. And I'm like, you know what? No, fuck you, dude. Like, I called shotgun.
Today I take a stand.
Dude, worst time to take a stand, dude. I got ripped out of that fucking car. And, dude, we're just going to blows, dude. Going to blows.
What was your mom doing? Just let it happen?
Screaming, dude.
Okay.
She's fucking screaming. She gets in the middle of us, and, like, now mom's in it. So, like, you don't want to swing and hit mom. So, like, we fucking stop. We're looking at my mom smacks the fucking piss out of me. Smacks him. She's like, you two are done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she's like, you get in the back. And I'm like, why the fuck? Like, I didn't even lose the fight.
You're about to get another slap. You better shut up.
So I get in the back. My brother gets in the front. And he just looks at me and he goes, like I said. And I'm like, oh, dude. And my mom's circling the car. And I'm like,
you got to go fart on his pillow.
Dude,
give him pink eye.
Dude, I did some fucking shit after that. But, like, I'm not going to snitch. But she gets in the car and I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. I want to choke you with your seatbelt.
Yep.
He won that one. But we would do shit like that. And I think that gave me a lot of character.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of character.
And then it teaches you, too, like, all right, I still love you, but, like, fuck you.
Yeah. Like you won this one.
Yeah.
I'll win the next one.
Oh, yeah.
I never want to fight with my brother.
I think the best ever is my sister. It was when I got home from the hospital. And I shouldn't have done it because she gave me her PSP because she never used it. She broke my PSP. And then I had to go to the hospital from an ass whooping. So when I got back, she was passed out like on the couch. We slept on the couches when we were kids. Like the base, yeah. And she was on her couch, and she had the longer one. So I would either sleep on the recliner or the love seat. And I liked the recliner a lot better, but she had that long one. And when she would go stay with my grandmother, I loved sleeping on that one because it was like I could spread my legs out, you know what I mean? And just chill.
You can't sit in a love seat if you ain't in love.
Yeah, exactly. No. So she was sleeping. My sister Jessie was over, obviously, because every time I got hurt, like I said, like my family, like when you said your mom kind of changed when like that, everybody did change when they kind of figured out I was a little different, but it wasn't anything like that. They all treated me the same. Libby was sleeping and she's a mouth breather when she sleeps. So she was like,
putting all her shit out
yeah,
there.
and I go, Jesse, watch this. And I get the biggest, meanest booger out of my nose. And it was just right on her tongue. I started laughing so hard. And she's like, what? Wait, like just wakes up. And then my sister's dying because she didn't think I was going to do it. Like she didn't know what I was doing. She thought I was going to put a booger on her. And she woke up. And just, oh, dude, I probably should have had to go back to the hospital. We did so. They used to draw on me in my sleep. They used to, we had such a good time fucking with each other. Oh, man.
I'd have fucking, Dude,
probably would have died. Yeah.
That's crazy.
My brother, like I said, he never hit me hit me or anything. My brother was out of the house by the time like I was there, but he lived with his dad in like a little bit down the road. So I think he would have just been in college or something like that, or graduating high school. I remember the one mean thing he did do. Do you remember air cannons?
Yeah.
Dude. All right, I peeked around the corner and he was like, "Yo, come here." Like, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, bet." Popped around the corner, boof. I was like, like he was trying to get air. I was like, what the? And then he hit me with it. Oh, it was great. He got me like my brother too was a big moment to I guess you could say proponent to get me into MMA because he trained at this place in Chippewa, which is just a little bit way up. It was an American Top Team affiliate at one point, and then it just closed. I don't know why, but I think it was pretty cool. But my brother, you know what I mean? Your brother is always going to be the coolest dude to you ever. You know what I mean?
Bro, even to this day, like we were just at Christmas together and like I used to be, like I said, I was small. I was like 140, 150 pounds. Now I'm 220, 230. You know, I trained. You know, so like we're at Christmas and like he's all fucking tattooed out. Like he's still a dude that you just don't fuck with. Yeah. You know? But I'm sitting there and I'm, you know, we
always have that mental edge.
We're brothers, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, you know I'd beat you the fuck up now, right? Yeah. Dude, out of nowhere. He's just like, he looks at me, he goes, yeah. He's like, let's do it. And I'm like, I'll beat you.
Where's
like,
mom?
I'm looking for my mom because she like, now she sees that.
Like, this dude's serious.
I was like, you know I'd beat you the fuck up. I just want you to know. Yeah. And he's like, well, we can run it whenever. I'm like, dude, and my mom has this big garage, like doesn't park in it. I'm like, we go outside right now, dude. My sister's like, yo, y'all need to chill. And like, I'm like, nah, like, I just want them to know.
First off,
I ain't that dude no more.
The food at the house had to be amazing.
Oh, dude, fire.
I don't know how you were still talking. You're used to great food, man. You're privileged.
I'm just
good food.
I am privileged. I'm looking at my brother. I'm just like, oh, he's too comfortable right now.
My sister, my favorite ex-boyfriend of hers, I'll just say that, Nando Quintia. He's from Puerto Rico. He worked at the cracker plant. Dude's a solid guy. Still love him. He's a family friend no matter what. His ass off. Dude, you know, we would play Call of Duty and get stoned and just eat. And I remember the one time,
greasy and filling, and so my mom calls me on my way here, and she's like, "Hey, you coming up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there Friday." She's like, "All right, I'm gonna cook." I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
bless this lady, Lord. Bless this lady,
dude." But I remember, so during COVID, the cracker plant shut down, and like just because of all the stupid restrictions and stuff. So he obviously he's going to be taken care of because he was, you know what I mean? Like, I guess unions will help with that and stuff. Yeah. So, but obviously him being a hardworking man, he instantly was looking for another job just to do it while he wasn't there. Stay busy, yeah. Exactly. So I had gotten into tree removal with Steve Cable's tree removal, shout out them. And they're always just looking for guys. So I said, Nando, I was like, you got people. I mean, we only have 7 guys right now. And he was like, I have people. And I was like, oh, like how many? And he was like, well, how many do you want? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, we can get a crew going. We had a whole separate crew there, and it was just all Puerto Ricans, and I worked with them. They called me El Gallo, the fighting cock, or Gorilla Blanco, and I got that because I picked up a tree off a dude's leg. It fell, and I think it was adrenaline. I yanked it up, and this is when I was like 236. This is when I was heavily into lifting heavy, and obviously I'm doing a lot of tree removal, and I still don't know how I got it off his leg, but they're like Gorilla Blanca, Gorilla Blanca, Gorilla. I was like, the white gorilla, yeah.
White gorilla. This episode's gonna be called the one with
the white gorilla.
The white gorilla.
Yeah, I can't take that though because Tim's the white gorilla. The Mishu, man. I know he's
a Gallo Blanco.
Yeah, you could do that one, the one without Gallo. But
that needs to be. Well, you know, Jake Paul now is El Gallo.
Is he the fighting cock? Literally. But they I remember they lived up in Colonial Oats Estates in Chippewa or Patterson. And we were just going to block parties like all the time up there because we would get off work and like it would either be 8 and they would still be partying. Everybody would be eating like great food. Like their families they take care of each other so well. And like I said, like them like one family's here. Well, then his brother's in the next apartment. And then their sister's here, and like they all move together, and it's like, damn, like that's where I really found that I really love that lifestyle. And like they're riding quads together, eating, like I said, amazing food. I love food. I can't get my head off food, dude. And I remember the last time we were allowed to have a block party, we got early off. Well, no. Some Fridays, if we busted our ass so much, he'd give us off Fridays. So we had a Friday that was off, and music was loud. It was great. And I think these neighbors, you know, I don't like them. They called the apartment people or whoever ran the apartment, and this Karen shows up with this big white dude, and I was like, listen, we'll trash both of you first off, but I'm not going to go to violence immediately because I was just mad. I knew what was going to happen. They were going to tell us to shut it down. But listen, wasn't anything toxic happening. We were having a good time. No one was in danger. People just like killing fun.
Bro, like,
it's ridiculous.
I growing up, there was a lot of events, and bro, it'd be like 4 a.m. I'm like, I just want to go. I just want to sleep. But like, this is my house.
Yeah.
Like, where am I going to sleep? Dude, you go into a room to take a nap. There's like 3 babies sleeping. You're like,
oh, that's my bed.
That's my bed. Like, why are these babies here? And like all the pillow forts are around so the babies don't
You got to
fall.
be
I'm
careful.
like,
Them babies shoot poop up their back sometimes on your bed.
but like, that's how it was growing up. Like, we're like big on community, big on like
Love it.
family. And like, dude, you can go to some, and like even now, I feel like I wouldn't be cool with that now, but you'd go to someone's house, you just go in, yo, yeah, I'm here. Like into this random dude's house. Someone did that to my house.
Kick open the door. What's up, fucker?
Yeah, dude's on the
Just
couch.
jump
Grab
on
a
the
beer.
couch,
Yeah, grab a beer, bro. I'm just like, you do that to my house now, you get
shot.
beat the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know who's coming through.
Even not my mom, but like my siblings, don't just walk into my house.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a reason the doors are locked. And call me.
You said I'm Americanized now,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
super American. Like, call me or text me. Don't
Gringo.
call me. I hate talking
remember
on
they
the
used to
phone.
call Nando white boy all the time. That
I
was
get
great.
called it too. I'm like, hey, don't like text me before you come over. I'll let you know if you can.
Yeah, dude, the best story though is they came to shut down this block party, right? And obviously I'm eating full mouth and I know it's coming. They know it's coming too. So they all start speaking, you know, everything. So me being the only white guy partying with them, they come up to me and start talking to me, and they're like, "You know them, blah blah blah." And I just wanted to be like, "No English, no English, Canelo." Like,
I don't speak English. The best part of speaking, of being bilingual, is I can pretend not to know either language.
Just smile.
Dude, I want to pretend I don't know English. I don't speak English, Bobby. Me, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say over here. They're like, oh man, you don't fucking speak English.
Oh man.
Or no Espanol, no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno. I can pretend not to know Spanish. I can get into any room and just.
You gotta sound like what was it, Brad Pitt in the Inglourious Bastards. And he was like, I speak second good Italian, and
Italian.
And they're trying to say something. He's like, bonjour. Like, or dinero or something, just funny.
Dude, but like I'm a chameleon, bro. Like,
hell yeah.
You know, there've been times where like, I was parked somewhere I shouldn't have been parked. Cops come and I'm like, they're like, hey, do you have, and I pretend not to know English. And this is back in the day. And I'm like, yo no entiendo lo que tú me estás, what you say to me, music down, loud. And they're like, just get out of here. Just get out of here. And I'm like, all right, bro, later. They're like, wait, hold on. What? You speak English? I'll just be out.
My favorite is like some of the guys didn't speak English at all, and you just try to talk to them and they just smile. And I'm like, you might, because some guys, like, they know. And that's my favorite, the guys that know and then they fuck with people. But like the one guy, I forget, Uncle. He called him Uncle. There's a guy literally named Uncle, and then we had another Uncle. I forget his name right now. It's been years since I've seen them. They've all moved to Ohio.
They hit you with this.
Yeah, just, and he'd be like, hey, we got to get this pile moved over here. And then they're just.
And they go the opposite way, and you're like,
yep.
All right, never mind.
Well, what I'll do is I usually just walk over and they see me and they're like, oh, he can't do that by himself. And then they come and help me. Yeah. They're like, oh, he can't do that. Like, and then they help. But I think that's what I should have done. Just walk over instead of doing it. What?
So what's next for you? Like,
we know, but I can't say it. But yeah.
What's your goal in fighting? I know that. Oh, I just want to fuck with the listeners now. That shit, when that announces, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be the biggest fight in amateur fight in Pittsburgh history, personally. Just because, but
a lot of moving parts to make it happen.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And the parts are in place.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We just need the fight poster.
That well, never mind. But
let me mark where we're at.
Yeah, just in case.
I'll have to mute that.
Yeah.
126.53. They're gonna be like, what did he mute?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
The only time I'll edit a podcast.
Yeah. this fight that I'm so excited for it, man. Just being on a 2-fight winning streak. And like, I do feel like I found myself. One thing was a Japanese thing. You know how not TikTok, Instagram. I post those anime things. Will like pass the stoicism and stuff like that. Well, they give me like really good, like the mantras and stuff like that. So before I got in the cage last time, I said, it's all in your head, and everything was just like sparring. It was just chill. Right before I stepped in that cage, I was like, dude, there's no pressure. This is all in your head. Win or lose, everybody loves you. You've known when you lost who goes away and who comes back. They're not real. The people that have been with you through here do not care if you lose. It's all in your head. Go out and have fun. And that's what I did. I went out and just performed. I could have performed a lot better if, people stopped backing out of fights and not taking fights, because I would have been an active fighter and not a 1.5 year layoff. It's really hard for me to get fights. I really think, like you said, what's next? I think the pro debut would be after this. Win, lose, or draw. I'm going to win, obviously, but that's definitely going to be the next move. And like one thing that I was circling back to, like I said about that stoicism and stuff like that, is there's like 8 laws to beat laziness in like a Japanese culture. And one of them was small increments of things. So like instead of starting tomorrow, I'm going to do 500 push-ups every day. Well, you do it the first day, you know what I mean? Second day, I'm only going to do 400. I'm a little tired. Third day, I can only do 100. Fourth day, you don't want to do anything.
Take a break, and then fifth day, you're not doing it.
Yeah, 10 push-ups a day, 10 squats, 10 something. You're going to do it real quick, and you're like, that's stupid. And then you're going to get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier for more. Another thing was it was like, find your purpose. And like this, when I was super depressed when I was younger, like in high school, I had a dude come up to me because I played football for 1 year. And I was, like I said, I was small, so I was an easy target just to get a highlight reel. You know how it is being a kid, just putting people on highlight reels and stuff like that. The kids would just drop me constantly and stuff like that. It sucked. And I remember I had a concussion and like just wasn't showing up to practice anymore. And Mr. Potts, who's a really good guy, Adam Potts is his name. I don't know where he's at, man. He's friends with my brother, but I
shout out Adam Potts.
Yeah, man. Dude, he's a good dude. He goes, what's your purpose? Like, what's your goal? Like, and I didn't have a goal. And like after that, for the longest time, like I was like, damn, like, and I was like in 7th grade at the time. I was like, I don't know what I want to do and stuff like that. Like I'm always unsure of myself, and like I didn't have confidence. I've never had confidence, and I'll never believe I'll have confidence. I'll have hard work. You know what I mean? But after that, I said I didn't have a purpose. And then Josiah, after practice the one night, I told him, I think I'm going to retire, dude. Like, I think I'm done fighting, because I think I was supposed to fight Leighton Rolacco. He backed out. They couldn't find me anybody. And then, like, I just keep having pullouts. And this has been a story of my whole career, of either me getting hurt and having to pull out, or the other guy just pulls out, like, randomly. Like, I don't think there was a reason for that kid, Nate LaRocca, to pull out. I think he was just scared. And, you know, he was 3-3. I'm a black belt. He shouldn't have probably fought me, so I don't care. You know what I mean? But like, I wish that he wouldn't have waited the week before. You know what I mean? I sold tickets and all of that, but you know, all respect to him, whatever happens in his career, I hope it goes good. But just like, finding a purpose, right? So I couldn't find one, so I made one, and I want to be a dad. So in order to be a dad, I have to build a beautiful garden, right? Right now I'm just a warrior without a garden, right? I don't want to be in a war, but I need to make a garden so I can have my budding butterflies and hummingbirds, right? So I got beautiful women. No, just one. And I mean, just one, obviously. One woman come into my life, and then eventually build the garden with my children. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. So I want to be a dad. That's my biggest goal right now. And that's hopefully what's in my future. Just hopefully not getting my neck broke doing anything stupid.
Are you taking applications? Or
yeah,
is this
not
is this
really.
Open roll call?
Not really. I want it to happen organically, man. I don't... I have like dating apps and stuff, but I don't really believe in it. And that's why I deleted all of them and stuff. It's just stupid. Just rather meet someone somehow stupid in a stupid way, you know? But that's, it's hard, because I still have to build a garden.
I'm going to tell you how you're going to meet them. All right. You're going to be coming out of a fight.
Oh yeah.
This girl's going to be in the crowd, and you're just going to lock eyes. And
that happened at the last event. Did you not see it? She didn't like me, and her boyfriend didn't like me for some reason.
That's probably why she didn't like you.
I was like, bro, you're ruining this. Shut up.
Don't let
dude, you're ruining this. I'm talking to her. He was like
dude, chill.
Yeah.
Like, relax, bro. I'm trying to find a girlfriend too.
Hey, every love story starts at that. Breakfast at Tiffany's, The Notebook, The Titanic. They all cheat to find love, you know? So That's what I was trying to do.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I mean, it's true. You can't. I'm sorry. And I'm that guy too. I'm not rich or good looking or anything, but I can give you that love. You know what I mean? Bro, he built that damn house. He was broke as hell for her, and he got that house. So I'll build that house for you maybe.
There's not many times I'm left speechless on this damn podcast, but
why are you blushing?
because I don't know if you're serenading me or no. But that's how you're gonna fucking lock eyes, and someone's gonna tell you, and you're gonna be like, "That's
the
I
one.
don't know why. I can't explain it.
I want you to yell at me for the rest of my life."
Yeah, scream at me.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna happen. And watch,
I'm gonna be late to picking up the kids like 1 minute or something. I'm gonna be like, "Listen,
you need a
I love you."
Hispanic. You're gonna
That's the only. That's probably my problem. I don't like white girls. Like only Latinas only.
Yeah, I need to scream.
There's no
that.
dating app for that. Like, you know what I mean? I got kicked off the Latina only site. I don't know why. I don't know why.
White
Latino only site. I got kicked out of it. I don't know.
White men for Latinas. That's the hashtag you need to start.
White men for Latinos.
And then
Support local white boys. Yeah. Support the local whites. That sounds bad too.
If I didn't get canceled before, this is the one. This is the one.
Yeah.
What are your interests besides Latinas outside of fighting? Like what are things
coaching kids, man? Big into that, because a lot of your childhood's gonna predict your future attitude on life, and attitude's everything. Attitude is gonna define your effort. I guess attitude and effort. Everybody always says your attitude's gonna define that effort. I had a terrible attitude, so I think a lot of these kids that get into jiu-jitsu, they're bullied. They don't feel loved. They might be going through a divorce at home. They might be victims or survivors of different assaults. And some kids just don't belong, they feel. But I like to make the jiu-jitsu world is the island of misfit toys, if you remember that from the Christmas story. So you belong, you know, and that's what I want to make those kids feel like at every class that I can make it to. Kids class, you know what I mean? I taught at Luz for, I think, 7 years, kids class. And that's really how I found my goal. I want to be a dad. Because it's like, dude, these kids are so great. Like all of them, like even the ones that are lesser fortunate have the best outlook. You know what I mean? So to like see these kids getting better, and then like obviously they're going to take my job eventually if they want to in fighting, because they start so young and they're really good, and I'd be fine with that. But just making sure that these kids, even if they don't like jiu-jitsu and want to continue this for the rest of their life, just having an impact to let them know that they're loved and I love them, and that I'll always back them just for that, you know?
Dude, kids are
amazing.
They're so resilient. They're so...
Dude, my nephews get me going, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Like,
I got Mason a Red Ryder BB gun. Oh, I think it was last year. He still hasn't shot it yet, but like, oh, my sister's face. Shout out to my brother-in-law Josh too. He just got back from a tour in Africa, so he's home, and like I love that. So we're gonna have to get together and shoot soon. So
yeah, it's family, bro.
Yeah.
It's a little fucking cold out for that. Some people are down though. Like I'll be about it.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome, man. It's just like I was, you know, I see my little nephew, and he like comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, can I work out?" And I'm thinking he's like asking me to like, I'm like, "Yeah, we can work out anytime." He's like, "No, like, are you watching TV? Can I work out?" I was like, "No, I'm not watching TV." He goes on, puts like YouTube on, and there's this like
Miss Rachel's workout class.
So it was something like that, dude. And he's getting down planking and push-ups, and I'm I look at my sister, I'm like, "What is he doing?" She's like, "He does this every night." I'm like,
this dude just did like 10 years in the pen or
what?
something, or
Dude,
like,
I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at him like, what? Dude, I'm like, what is going on? And like, it's just something he came up with. Like that's, and I'm just like, I'm trying to get in his little mind. I'm like, why are you working out? He's like, no, I want to be strong.
There's this the bartender I used to bounce when I used to bounce out the Standard. Her daughter watches Miss Rachel, and I just asked questions. I have no clue who these people are, and I was like, oh, that's stupid. But I guess Miss Rachel is their generation's Mr. Rogers, teaching and stuff. Well, her daughter Alessi, when she talks and then does sign language while she's talking, because like I guess that's
she
in the show.
from
Miss Rachel. So when she talks, she just does the things like naturally. Just so I think that's really cool.
And you're like, wow, now you know sign language.
You can communicate with people that, you know what I mean, that don't always have access to communicate, which that's a huge thing. You know what I mean?
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have an aunt who is deaf, and she'll speak like, and so for some reason I can understand what she's saying, but I don't know how, she can read lips though.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
But like I'll try to, and what's also cool, so it's ASL.
Okay.
But she speaks Spanish.
Oh,
Ain't that cool?
yeah.
Like, so two people who speak sign language,
Can
even if it's
communicate.
different language, like
Ooh.
Spanish, English, they can still communicate.
That's like jujitsu.
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was like, that is so cool. Like, because it's ASL. That's how you're
Yeah.
communicating.
It's like a separate language system and stuff. It's neat.
Yeah, it's real neat. And I'll look at it like, I'll be like, you want more or whatever. And then I called her a dirty bitch, and she fucking dude, she's,
how's that again? I gotta boom.
It's boom, I believe.
Boom. I do the Italian. You know.
Dude, she was like, and then fucking went. I was like, dude, she just cussed me the fuck out in sign language. I don't even know what she said.
Yeah.
I felt it. But yeah, no, coaching kids is cool because like that's also the future, and there's so much potential in that. You know, like I think that's cool, and I always have a soft spot for kids, man.
Dude,
like,
yeah.
Because I see the kid I was, and I always say this. I try to be the person I needed when I was that kid, you know?
Exactly.
Like, and if I can do that for other kids who are needy, especially in jiu-jitsu, man, you can have a kid who comes from an affluent family who's dealing with a completely different set of issues that the kid who comes from nothing is. But dude, everyone's in their journey. Like we were talking before, I don't know if it was before the podcast. We're all doing this for the first time, right? Like it's not my second go at life. Like we're all doing this for the first time. We're all trying to figure it out. Like you just put your best foot forward with the best of intention, and guess what? That's going to look different.
And it's even better because we're doing it together. You know what I mean? So it's like we get to do this together, you know?
Dude, that's so true. What advice would you give someone who, you know, maybe they're dealing with something, they're different, they're put in this category, whatever it is, and they're trying to navigate their first time at life?
So a lot of the problems that I ran into, especially being younger, is feeling sorry for myself. And yeah, you should in some right, but you can't let that paralyze you for your life, and you can't let that hold you down. You have to turn that, like I said, into your canvas. You have to turn that into art. Release the pain, right? So I would say when you start to feel sorry for yourself, be grateful. I'll make up an example. Say we're friends and we've been friends for so long, and that somehow you did me dirty, but I'm grateful, like, because so I have to think of that, and then we can talk, rather, where everybody likes to react. Like, you do me dirty, and I hate you, blah, 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 blah. Just respond. Like, talk about it. You know what I mean? I forgot what I was getting.
Courtesy.
I forget. I got tismed out, ADHD. But yeah, you got to be grateful. So like, even like, get to find something to be grateful.
You said
like
victim, feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, like kind of like a victim mentality. But I don't want to say that because like people go through some hard shit that will affect you, like that, like will paralyze you. But I believe that if you believe in yourself, self-belief is everything. And it's hard when you don't, like, I didn't have Williams, Mishu, Chris Deep, and all these guys, Kirk, the belief in myself probably would never have been found again, because after those 2 losses, I went back-to-back losses, you lose self-belief, you know what I mean? And, you know, but the main thing is just to believe in yourself, and when you're feeling down, you have to be like when you wake up, like, yeah, these bad things happen to you, but you can see, can you smell, can you taste, can you hear, can you breathe, can you walk, can you grab, can you do all these things? Be grateful for that, right? I pray every day, thank you for letting me have all these abilities, right? Because I see people that can't walk, can't breathe, can't do anything. And the only thing that really doesn't humble, because people don't believe it's if you're talking to NPCs, like people in public, they're like computers. They don't know real life. Like life's over like that. You get hit by a car, you get shot, something, you get taken out quick. This is the real world, and people forget about that. So like when I had pneumonia before the fight, and I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't breathe. Like I had to like call my mom to come get me. I was like passing out. So I needed a breathing treatment. I got there and I was like, could you imagine if that was fight day? Like you fight day, because it was after the fight. And I was like, could you imagine if that had happened on fight day? Like I was so grateful that like God gave me the ability to breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Like the same thing when I broke my hand in the altercation. I'm grateful. You know what I mean? My hand's like, I can grab now. Like for a whole like 2 months, you couldn't use it. You break your feet, you can't use it. Like people, I think, need to do stuff that's hard, like a weight cut, or like take things out, like cut pop out, or cut like a bunch of stuff out, or fast. Fasting's a good one. Don't eat, drink water, and do stuff that's really hard to get better. But yeah, find a good coach, find a good gym, work out, eat clean. A lot of my mental health too, dieting, like this isn't good, right? Don't do this. Don't drink heavy caffeine. And I know like this is my last week of caffeine, for the fight. But yeah, like caffeine, you shouldn't be taking in a whole lot of that. Like especially because if it hinders you. For me, if I start drinking caffeine and stuff, I get a little crazy. If that doesn't make sense, but when I have a clean diet, I'm a different person. I don't know how to explain
clean
that.
diet is huge. Bro.
Yeah.
What's the first ingredient in that?
Mine's gonna be, I think it's potassium, but
So this is carbonated water, not the worst. Natural flavors, whatever that means. Malic acid,
good flavors too.
Sucralose, sugar, and then whatever this is, N-acetyl L-tyrosine, acetylsulfame, pyridoxine. Like now I can't even pronounce methylliberine as that. Like a lot of stuff we probably shouldn't be having.
But it affects you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mentally sometimes. So like if you feel like you're done, you just switch up your diet a little bit. You know what I mean? Start getting out and like it's small steps to get better. You can never take a big step to get better, because if you take a big step, like you know how it is if you're stepping upstairs when you're a kid. How many steps can I get? Like you know how you
bigger the fall,
too far, and then you fall back, right? Then you don't want to do that anymore. So go step by step by step by step. 10 push-ups a day, 10 squats a day, 10.
The journey of 1,000 miles.
Yeah,
starts
exactly.
with the first step.
Exactly. Dude, and that's, I think, what really led to me getting my black belt and like just staying the course, because I've gone off course a billion times. I'm going to go off course a billion more. Just having people I can trust, like Tim, Chris Williams, Kama, people I can talk to whenever. Kama's really deep, bro. Like, I don't know, people don't, you know what I mean? If you
I was chatting with
Kama's
Kama after the karate combat fight. He was at the 247. We chatted it up, and I just had Kirk on, you know.
Yeah, Kirk's the dude too. They're both of those dudes are so real. Like, they definitely know when I'm derailing myself, and they're both good friends to be like, hey, sit down. And it's like no one's in the gym.
Talk. Yeah.
Are you all right? Well, what do you need help with? And I was like, I don't want help. But you know, I'm good. Well, we'll just talk. You know, just talk. And then he's like, well, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't hate. There's been so many times where I've been mad at people, and Kama's just been like, dude, it doesn't matter. Just let it go. And I've really had to find, I've had a lot of hate in my heart, just because, you know, when you're growing up, you feel like you were wronged.
Yeah.
So it's just like, calm is just like, yo, love. You know what I mean? No war.
I think the best way
Same
to
with
get
Shaka
over
too. Shaka's super deep.
I haven't
too.
talked to him.
Yeah, both of them.
I've talked to Kama, but I think a lot of that comes from kind of embracing where you're at, you know, like, and appreciating where you're going.
Yeah.
And what helped me, I know, right? Like, it's easy to be like, look at the life I have. Look what's been given to me.
You
like,
worked for this, man. I heard about your life.
Yeah,
you're a good man.
I appreciate that. But I mean, like, even before all this, right? It's easy to go, I don't have anything. Like, why does he have everything?
Yeah.
And that's where we start to like not respect people.
Social
not love
media
people.
ruins it. They see the smiling, they never see the work that's put in. There was
Yeah.
this one post I put, it was he got lucky, and it said the luck, and it showed the video of him shadow boxing. He was running, he was lifting, you know what I mean? People, you know, they see me. Remember how we were just talking about, people always talk about I'm smiling, I'm joking and stuff, but deep down, like, you know, they don't see what I go through at home. They don't see the dark nights. They don't see the thoughts in my head. They don't. What is that uncle's thing with the Joker thing? Oh, if you walk a mile in my shoes and you'll get bored, spend 30 minutes in my head.
Yeah,
like,
no, but it's true, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's true, and I think we have to take accountability and ownership for shit, right?
Yeah.
Like if you know, we go into a fight and you knock me out, and I'm like, he got lucky.
Yeah.
I'm giving you power.
Yeah.
Or he had better coaches than me. I'm giving you power.
Exactly.
He had more time on his hands.
Yeah.
I'm giving you power.
Exactly.
We're stripping ourselves of our accountability, when in reality it's, you know,
You didn't do head movement.
I didn't.
This practice.
Yeah,
You didn't show up.
That's
and do
something
the
I
thing.
failed to do. Like, I was never introduced to that, but I'm owning that. If I would have done that, I could have been better. Or, you know, I decided to watch that Netflix show instead of running.
Yeah.
That's on me.
Yeah.
You know, I was
Decided
only
to go
at
out
the gym.
and drink with my friends. Decided to, you know, go party. Decided to show up late to practices. Didn't warm up, so I got hurt.
I wasn't taking it serious. I did. Like, you start owning your own stuff.
Another thing is too, is some coaches, you can, a coach can be like the coaches around here like are really good, but there's some points in coaching where you start, and I had this happen, I feel, at one of my gyms. They start telling you you're the best in the world. Like, you're so good. You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. And that's a big thing. I don't think people should do that, because once you put that pressure on people to believe, they take one L and it breaks them. And that's kind of,
I lost it all. I'm not as good.
They don't love me. What?
Yeah.
And then you turn into a sorry boy. But that's those first 2 losses in my career definitely did shape me. But like at the same time, I don't think I had to take those losses because I could have been more, what is that called? Jocko says where you tell yourself you were wrong. Accountability,
Yeah,
self-accountability. Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean? You didn't have to lose those fights, but it's good you did, because it made you learn that self-accountability. What could have you done different? Not what your coaches, what other people could have done. And people want to, like, always blame your coaches, but it's not your coaches, it's you.
Dude, you're in there by yourself.
I don't care if your coach doesn't come work with you. If your coach is not coming to work with you, then you need to find a different gym. If you stay with that coach, that was your fault.
That's
you. Know
you.
what I mean?
It's taking extreme ownership over your life. And I get it. It's extreme, but if you applied that, dude, like, why isn't my, why am I not getting as big as I want to be? How's my diet?
Eating.
How's my diet? How's my training? Am I training to failure? Am I pushing myself, or am I sleeping in? Like today, guilty.
Yeah,
slept in.
Oh yeah,
dude,
I almost did.
I fucking slept in, dude. Went to PT, and then like it's eating me, and I'm like, well, after this podcast, I'm going to the gym. Like,
that's where I'm going. I'm going to the Y. Then the bar.
I was like, I have to, because I want to be a better version of myself, and sleeping in was not that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and then
it feels good, but then later on at night, that's going to eat at you.
And I appreciate my friends and the people, because like I was talking to my boy, and I'm like, oh, I fucking slept in. And he's like, dude, but you got a lot going on. Like your podcast, you're this, you're always going.
Yeah,
you need rest. I appreciate that, bro, but no.
Yeah.
No, what I want to do requires me not to sleep in.
Yeah, I love that.
Like that's something, and I get where they're coming from, and I get rest is good for some people. For me, the goals I have, sleeping in is not how I get that.
To me, it's like putting out a fire. You're going to let some of it still burn and then rekindle, and then it's going to be a bigger fire. No, you got to put it all out.
Put it all out.
And make sure everything's not, it's smoldering, and kick shit up. Make sure there's nothing. The ashes.
Extreme ownership, bro. Like my goals requires for me to do this. Sleeping in is not on that list. So I let myself down. So I'm gonna go pay it
time
back.
to sleep when we're 80, brother.
Yeah, if I build my life how I want it, I'll be able to sleep in when I want.
As a career,
yeah.
You could film yourself for whatever new TikTok we have in sleeping.
Get ready with Ish Lopez.
Yeah,
I need to do that just to see how ripped apart I get as warranted, because that is not who I am. Get ready for the podcast. I have Chase coming in today.
Yes.
Let me go over my talking points.
Dude, I love going to I like how you have everything set up too and organized too. And that's like, that's another thing, is just being organized too to the kids, being like setting up the next day, right? So pick your outfit, lay the socks out, you know what I mean? Then it's only going to take you a minute compared to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I do my lunch, my meal prep, I pack everything the night before. I get my ass up to go to work. And that way, if I'm stuck, that way I don't get caught up in something. Like, if I don't do that, I take all that extra time for that, I'm going to get caught in traffic. And guess what? You're late now for work. You know, you're not, that's your fault too. You can't say, oh, the traffic. A man has to take responsibility for his actions.
Own
and if
it.
you were,
Did you leave 15 minutes earlier?
I feel so bad because I'm not always late, but lately I've been late to Williams, and every time I'm just like, you're such a piece of shit. Like, in my head, I get in there and I'm like, yeah, he don't like you. You're such a piece of shit. You're always late. Like, all this stuff. And it's like, damn, the same with like Kama, like going to the academy, you get caught in traffic. And it's like, well, if I'd have left a couple minutes, and that's what I'm learning about Pittsburgh traffic. Because I don't drive into the city. I used to drive into Green Tree, which isn't as bad. But going to the city now, like to get into Stout or like the Mat Factory,
miserable.
You leave 5 hours early. You got to, and that's how you get there. And then everybody's like, "Why are you here so early?" And I'm just,
dude, even today. We're supposed to film at 11:30.
Yeah.
I'm setting up at 11. I see a hand come in. I'm like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, 30 minutes early.
Yeah.
On time.
Yeah, dude. That just setting that future day up. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's huge. I do the same thing. Like, I'll get my gym bag ready. I'll have my.
You get excited too. Oh, my leopard shorts. I'm gonna sit in the sauna there. I might meet that organic meeting that we might lock eyes with the most beautiful Latina I've ever seen in the sauna with my leopard shorts. Dude, but if I didn't prep them, I'm 30 minutes late to the Y now. I never meet her. So if you don't stay on your shit, you might lose anything. You might lose a biz opportunity. You might lose a new friend. Might lose the love of your life. You never know. So just being prepared, you know what I mean? You could lose your life too not being prepared. I mean, they don't send Navy SEALs in just like a video game players and they just keep running around walls and getting shot. There's a tactical plan. They've studied the building. They've looked at the building and they've probably recreated the building in their mind and they've cleared them with targets. And they come in here and they're like, how the fuck do they know this building? Like, these dudes knew the building. They knew where I was at. Like, what? They were popping corners.
They knew what corner I was in. Yeah. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Exactly. Dude, boom, I love that. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Dude, I've heard. I think
Williams used to do that before action over words, I think, or actions are louder than words. I like that. But the stay ready. Then you don't have to get ready. Like, you don't. Like,
dude, when I tell you, like, it's
fuck around, find out, So, yeah.
Yeah, I know what I expect because I know what I prepared and bring to the table.
Yeah.
And there's always that that element of not knowing, but the more you prepare, the more you get ready, the less you're not going to know.
Everything, the way you do everything is the way you do life. So if I'm, my boss told me that, Lucas Rogers too. I love that guy. He was at Liberty at my job as a bud tender. He would get me fired up in the morning meetings to sell. Like, I felt, oh man, we'd have like J. Cole, good music playing, and just he'd be like, listen guys, like the way you do anything is the way you're gonna do life. And like, so like if you're coming here like negative attitude, you're gonna be negative in life. If you're gonna be lazy here, you're gonna be lazy in life. If you're, you know what I mean, you gotta, like, that's why every time I get there, like I just be like, oh, I'm ready to get it. Like, let's get it. Let's sell the weeds today.
Dude, yeah, biggest drug dealer.
Yeah, legally, indeed.
But that, dude, like I see those sales meetings and you see, and I'm a huge proponent of that, dude. Like, fire, because like I get not everyone's disciplined, but if you can motivate people, then they can become disciplined.
Oh yeah.
And like there's always this argument of discipline over motivation. I get it. I understand. I'm with you. I read the Jocko books. I read David Goggins. Like, I get it. But if we want to influence our people around us, not everyone is disciplined.
Yeah, no.
And like, if you want to be a good person, you help people build that discipline into their lives. Like,
exactly.
And you're not going to be, you're not disciplined. I'm not motivating you. You need to motivate yourself. What did I solve?
You just made it worse. You pushed them farther away from you.
Yeah, and it's like, look, dude, like you get a new student at the gym. They're like, I just want to do this one time a week. You're not going to be like, you're a piece of shit. You'll never get anywhere in life. You need discipline.
Exactly.
You just lost a fucking student.
They're going somewhere else.
If you're like, one time a week, all right, well, if you seem to like this, let's push it to 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Or let's add a drill day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to roll. Like,
come to open mat and just chill, listen to the music.
Yeah. See the environment, meet people,
learn some new techniques.
And then like now they're like, man, I want to make it 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and then you become lifelong practitioner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, shit. I always ask, this is how I love ending like this, because one, it helps me understand your purpose, what you're for. And it kind of helps tie everything in. When the podcast is over, it's shut off. People are driving to work. They're not late because they prepared.
Yeah.
They're driving to work. The podcast ends. What's one message you hope resonates with people after this episode?
Treat others the way you want to be treated. My grandma always put that into me, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm able to put that facade of being happy on. Because if I'm nice to you, more than likely you're going to be nice to me. So that's like one of my biggest things.
Golden rule.
Yeah, be nice, treat other people how you just, it's easy. You know what I mean? You don't want to show up like, we were talking about cops earlier. If you're a cop and like you're mean to the person, or if vice versa, if the dude sitting in the thing is like, why'd you pull me over? That's a great way to just start a conversation. And then once people get pissed, they're going to look for tedious ways to like get at you. So now instead of getting a warning, you might get a ticket. He might search your car. He might look at the inspection. He might, you know what I mean? So just be kind. Like always, I got out of the one time before I had my med card. I'll put this out there. There's a state trooper. So I don't have a whole lot of money. I was driving. My brother gave me a Kia Spectra. It had one door handle. It was on the passenger side. So to get in my car, I'd have to get into the passenger side. Lights were out. probably 6 years out of inspection, no insurance, just driving to practice. I just didn't have money. And that's like, I was just bouncing 2 days a week. And that was just life. It was just like, I would go train and it just didn't matter. But like, obviously have insurance on your car. That was completely wrong on my part because some serious things can happen if you don't have insurance. So I do believe, and I do believe you should have insurance, just couldn't afford it then. And that I should have just stayed home really. But, because people can die, and if you don't have insurance, like that person could be in the hospital, their insurance might not cover that. And like, I don't know. I just don't want to feel wrong about not having insurance. Now that I can afford insurance and shit, it feels so good and stuff. But like I got pulled over in Aliquippa, of all places. I'm in my crowbar shorts, so those red shorts and the thing, and I'm jacked at the time because I'm trading for Brogan Andres, and I get out of the car because they pull me out of the car. The state's got me, and it's the two guys. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm broke as fuck. I have no money. This car, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, it's on his last leg and like, it's all wrong, but like, I'm sorry. And like, I'm wrong. Like, you guys, whatever. And he was just like, all right. Like, I just admitted, I just told him everything. He was like, all right. He's like, just step out of the car. They searched it. And he was like, I know you have weed in the car. And I didn't really, I had a joint. So I was like, oh yeah, I do have it. Like, I just was honest, unzipped the bag, and he was like, all right, like put it. And he was like, hold out your hand. And so he dropped it, hit off my hand, and hit the ground. He was like, stomp it out. And I think that was one of the worst things I've ever had to do. Dude, I was like, but oh,
my last money.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going on a date after too. That's what that was for. I was like, oh no. It's just.
But that's.
Yeah.
And
he let me go, dude. So like, shout out him. I don't know who he was, but dude, that's like, you know, that would have been the end of my, like, jiu-jitsu guys can lose their career over a flat tire because they don't have money to fix it. These guys, you know, making money off doing privates and seminars, and some dudes don't make money at all because they're not known. You know what I mean? Like, why would I do a private with him, or why would I go to his seminar? I don't know him. So what? This dude's going to leave $40. Well, that's going towards food and gas. You know, I don't have money for insurance, stuff like that. You know, local fighters at the amateur level, we don't make money besides sponsors and ticket sales. And if you can't promote yourself, then, you know, it's going to be hard to get either. So, yeah, you know, you just got to be able to keep on going, but like treat others.
Be relentless, bro.
Exactly. I love that.
It's all about mutual respect, man. Like, cop, none of that shit, but like just how you approach people.
Yeah.
Like, oftentimes we see people miserable and they treat you like shit, and then you respond.
Yeah.
And they're still
or react. So
they react.
Yes, yeah.
And
response is a man's thing.
Yeah.
Boys react.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Tim taught me that.
They react, and then you're like, why are you that way? It's like, well, you just fucking shit on me, and now I don't get the like. Which we as men should respond.
Yeah.
Like differently, you know, just because someone's shitting on you don't mean, well, I'm gonna shit on you back. But
I messed up recently too. I had a friend that shit on me, and then I shit on him back, and now I feel bad. But like, it's like,
but
you know,
we're, like I said, we're on this life together, right? You reflect, and you're like, I shouldn't have done that.
At all.
Now you have an obligation.
Yeah.
If this is your friend, to go back and be like,
be
hey,
like,
look,
yeah, bro,
dude,
I messed up.
That's on me.
I felt like this, and like I should have told you this, but then like I was scared if I told you, you're gonna react differently. And now I let it build up to the point where I broke out on you. So like, I do feel bad.
And we as people, that's how we should be. I'm not saying you're gonna live a perfect life. I'm not saying you're gonna react or respond perfectly every time.
Yeah,
we're human, dude. Like, we're flawed. We're flawed individuals. The sooner you appreciate that, the sooner you can be better, because now you can have
you sound
courtesy.
Like John Legend. I love all your curves and all your imperfect imperfections.
But dude, that's what we are, dude. Like, you know, you're gonna disagree with people. You're gonna react in ways that aren't appreciated. But if you put your ego aside and go, you know what, I value this friendship, and I didn't like how I treated that. Like, it's my obligation now to reach out. I'm not going to be like, no, they're not apologizing to me.
Yeah,
no, I want to savor this relationship.
That's what's going to kill you too. Like, at the end of the day, if you feel, oh, he wronged me, so, you know what I mean? And you can't overcome that, that's your ego, and your ego will take control of you and kill you every time.
Bro, your ego is your worst fucking enemy.
Yeah.
Your ego wants to win without doing the work.
Yeah.
Your ego wants the fame and recognition without doing the work. Your ego wants all the relationships without doing the work. Like, your ego is...
Dude, after fights, your ego, like, after you win something, that's, like, the time. Like, you always have to have that week reset, like, I feel, like, after a fight especially, because your emotions and all of everything's off balance. Like, all the chemicals in your head, because, like, dude...
You went to war. You were surviving.
Dude, yeah, and that whole week, I like the 2 days after, I try to just stay in a dark room and just watch, like, videos and Trailer Park Boys and just chill. because it's loud. And like I said, like a lot of what I have, like autism wise, like it doesn't affect me when like the loudness and stuff like that. But then like after I get home, I'm like, I didn't sleep for 2 days after the last fight. And that was like really rough. I was trying to, and just couldn't go to sleep, pacing, stemming, just couldn't like break it. Cause
there's a lot of chemical shit moving and
dude,
going.
that was just a tough fight. Like I'm still in pain.
And it's funny because like in the fight, you don't see that.
No,
you're like putting your foot down.
Kick me,
you're like, kick me, hit me. And I'm like, I remember being in the crowd and I'm like, the fuck is he doing?
Dude, the state dude said, you're going to watch this video and be like, what are you doing? And I was like, see, that part I'm not ashamed of, because there comes a point in that third round. I knew I was up 2 because I had more control time on top, like rewatching everything. And I just was confident I won the first 2 rounds. That I just wanted to bite my mouth guard and just see if he would throw with me. And he just didn't. He wanted to shoot. And like sometimes you like, that's what I want. Like when me and Williams hit mitts, you know, that like you're like, ooh, like, you know, you can bite down hard, you start gritting your teeth. That's that feeling I got in the third round. And I was like, let's point at the ground, Holloway style. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm up 2 rounds, so I can do it. He needs a win. I'm giving you the opportunity to hit me. Let's throw down. And then he just, you know, no respect to him, he just didn't want to do it.
He was trying to remain tactful.
Yeah.
And like, no, I get it. And that whole, that I love, like, hearing that interview, it's exactly what he said. He's like, look, I'm up, I get to, and he would give me the same opportunity to be able to bridge this gap that's here.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a mutual respect for combatants. It's like, hey, you can fucking hit me and knock me out and win this.
I'm going to try to hit you too.
But I'm going to try to hit you too.
Yeah, give
like,
one to give one.
Yeah, understand.
Or take one to give one.
Understand that we're in this impasse now. Like, let's get it down.
Yeah.
And dude, that I can respect that shit.
Yeah, dude, because I don't know, like,
your coaches are probably like, no.
Well, I think, you know, because I never really stood. And I'm not going to lie, I was scared of standing. Reason being is because I never really understood the game. Like, I can do jiu-jitsu, and I sucked at wrestling, too, for the longest time. But learning is going to give you confidence. Learning about anything. Like I said about the Navy SEALs clearing that building, how do you think they react if they don't know anything? Like, those dudes are so hard. Like, yeah, they're going to do it. But, like, you're not going to be as confident, you know what I mean, going into a building. You know what I mean? So, like, training with Williams, and I said just having those backs, they just said he's going to do this. So like to me, that's like my commander saying, hey, he's going to be around this corner, there's going to be 3 of them, like get ready to, like, you know, bring a full pack of ammo, they're going to fight to the death. So, and that's what Williams told me. He said, hey, come in shape, this dude's going to be willing to die. And you know, I had to be prepared to kill, and I was prepared to kill that night. So that's what I'm going to be doing March 15th. I'm allowed to put that out there, the date. Be prepared to die because I'm willing. Where's the camera? Be prepared to die because I'm willing to kill. So
shit, I'm excited for that.
I'm pumped too, man.
I can't wait till it's enough. And you know
my
what's
mouth's
the sad
watering.
Thing? You know what the sad thing is? By the time this episode comes out, it's probably going to be announced.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna, but that'll be good. It'll be good to hype it.
Yeah, but we've been all secretive and shit, and then it's going to be announced. Like, we know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, everybody knows who I'm already talking about. You know what I mean? If you're in it, you're in it. You know, everybody knows.
You're not.
Yeah, dude. You ain't cool.
Loser.
You ain't one of us.
Yeah, loser.
Yeah.
Kidding. Yeah. We're all winners. Just
yes, 100%.
Different paces.
Yes.
Well, where can people? They've listened to you. They're like, this fucking cat's a cool kid, dude. I want to like follow his journey. Where can people follow you if they want to learn
Facebook, more? It's Chase Checks. It might be Chase the Dream soon. I've switched my name, so I'm trying to like just market everything off of that name. So Instagram, Chase the Dream, and then TikTok's gonna be banned, so I'm not gonna plug it. So it's not worth it.
It ain't gonna be. It's been being banned for years.
Yeah, that's Chase the Dream as well, though. So
Chase the Dream.
Yeah.
I'll have it at the end. Whatever it is, wait for the scroll ticker to come up, and you'll see it on there. Well, bro, I appreciate you.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was a great podcast. I had a ton of fun, man.
Anytime, dude. I had fun.
I know I'm about to go kill this workout now. I'm about to be like, yo, my friend Ish said that I have to find a Puerto Rican woman to have my children with, and I'm just gonna get on my knees. And
he's Puerto Rican, so he
said
he recommended.
Yes, you exactly you.
Who the fuck is Ish, and why is he recommending me?
He said we were gonna lock eyes. I don't know. I don't know. You were looking at me. You're breathing heavy in the sauna. You're breathing like really heavy. Like I was looking.
If you fucking find one because of that, I'm gonna be the happiest dude ever.
I hope.
Hey, dude. Well, I wish you well in your fight journey, your MMA journey, your life journey. We're all still in it. We're getting after it. We're doing the best we can with what we got. Man. So this is the one with Chase Chase Boyde,
Yeah.
whatever, the dream,
Yeah,
all of
hell
it, bro.
yeah.
It's been an honor to talk
The
with you,
dream,
man.
baby.
We always see each other in passing, so I was glad we were able to sit down and
Have a good conversation.
bro.
Yeah, and we don't have to fight people right now.
I know,
Oh,
dude,
so
it's the
much
best
better. Yeah.
unless someone's waiting out there
Yeah,
for us.
There was that old lady out there. She's giving me looks. I don't know if she thinks I was cute or what, but she looked violent.
She Latina.
Oh no. No, farthest.
No, negative.
No spice on her at all. So
Well, bro, I appreciate you, and we're out.
hell yeah,
Later.
brother. Let's go. I was gonna go
The white boy fist.
yeah, yeah. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh,